Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Adventurous Wanted. We're playing Baldur's Gate Frame. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Chris and I will be your Dungeon Master for this evening, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/Adventurous Wanted. Yeah.
Otherwise I squeak.
For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons or may have stumbled onto this channel by accident, just so you're aware of what's going on, everyone here is playing fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. They all have their own unique character sheets in front of them using special interactive character sheets, more on that later. And yes, those sheets tell them what to do. 9 times out of 10 they're rolling a 20-sided dice, it's one of these, and they are adding a number off their sheet to that roll to see how well they achieve something. 20 is amazing, 1 is hilariously bad. So that is the basic rules of how this work.
0.
Oh, and when you,
0 is something that also happens.
when you happen to roll a 0,
Yeah.
it does happen.
Special people do that.
Yeah, that's true. And I play everyone else and everything else that they encounter. So all of the non-player characters, all of the weather, that's me. I do all of that. So yes. And with me telling all of them what's going on and the world around them, then saying what they want to do, and us all rolling dice to keep things a little random and unpredictable, like last week's episode, we will tell our story together. So you are joining us for the 4th chapter of Baldur's Gate Framed. I think what we should do is we should go around and each person here should say their name, their pronouns, their character's name, their character's pronouns, and how they got to this point. What choices they made to get themselves into this unholy quagmire.
This is the freeze frame. You might be wondering how
I got here.
Yep. This is exactly what it is.
What I have to say.
Yeah.
Don't worry, some of us all enough to get the reference. It's fine.
The reference!
Okay.
But not that.
I don't know what the reference is that
Do you
I'm
not?
making. What's it from?
It's an American TV show.
A specific one?
Yes, it's from a specific... I guess we're the only ones old enough to get this. Ed, good.
I'm older than you.
Do you like? Is it just me? Am I just old in America?
I just thought it was a trope, you know.
Seen your hair?
It's also in Ratatouille.
Ed, start us off. Please give your name, your pronouns, your character's name, your character's pronouns, and how you got here.
Right. My name is Ed. I use him pronouns, right? I use him pronouns.
I'm assuming.
Yes, it varies, but yes. No, that's cool. And then my character is called Viorica Ioda. He also uses he/him pronouns. Viorica got him because of a desire to prove himself and get more responsibility. It's gone very badly thus far, but I do think he's grown. He can now cast Crown of Madness on people because he got so traumatized.
You haven't leveled up yet.
That's true.
You're soon to be able to...
It may be that when there is at some point he will be able to be very mean to people who have been mean to him.
Very good, very good.
Hello, I'm Anna. I use she/her pronouns, as does my character Lilith Royer. Varying different circumstances have led her to where she is now, but I don't think she expected to become unconscious and used as a pincushion quite so much as in the last session. She's probably doing this because she wants to use the money for her fiancés on a honeymoon.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, well, good.
Yes.
Thank you both for those lovely, insightful character portraits that give nothing away about the plot to this point.
That's true.
That's my job. I'll get to it. It's fine. Go ahead, Jack.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jaya. I use he/him pronouns. I'm playing a character called Cohen, who also uses he/him pronouns.
You right there, Jaya?
I've run out of script, guys.
You're finally talking to the camera and it's so scaring you.
It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? No, that's a terrible joke in the bin. So Cohen was mainly attracted to this big heisteroo that's been going down because of some big muns. Okay.
Giant
say that sentence again.
out of all of us.
There was some good money offered, and he likes money, so that was a big draw. Clearly, the hair was the source of my power, and now he's been thrown off a bridge, which was really traumatizing, by a big spooky skull person, and now he's trying to look like he doesn't know any of these people because he's been in a disguise the whole time. So he drops the disguise and then just pretends to be himself. well, you don't pretend to be yourself, is just himself.
I do.
Oh God!
And after that big, profound, philosophical point, I think we'll move on to Steve.
Today is so professional, everyone. So professional.
Hi, I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character Abernathy Whistlepocket, who is a dwarf. I realise I haven't been saying that at the beginning, but he is a rather kind of late middle-aged dwarven man. He got where he is because he was trying to help out a friend, and he knows quite a lot about art, and he thought it would be a good opportunity to teach some of that to his apprentice.
It was not.
And things went a bit wrong. And he has discovered he has some kind of latent magic that he wasn't aware of, which has helped people not die.
And is incredibly beautiful.
Yes. Good.
My name's Shamini. Yes, it is. I use she, her pronouns. I was just checking.
Your own hype person.
No, I nearly forgot. And I play a Shakti, who also uses she, her pronouns. And a Shakti went to get a job in a shop, which was great. And then they were like, "Oh, can we just do this job?" And it was a heist, which seems dodgy, but she was assured it was not, in fact, at all dodgy. But it's now all seems like maybe it was quite dodgy, and it definitely looks dodgy. And she wants to work in a shop. I'm a human. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm Chris, and I use he and they pronouns. So, the plot.
Yes.
These five were asked to engage in a heist. Or as Jai put it, a heist-a-rooney.
Just a heist-a-roo.
Oh, heist-a-roo.
The knee comes later.
The principle of this heist was that it actually wasn't a heist. It was a heist, but it wasn't. It was a way of removing very valuable items from a rich patriarch, that's a noble house in Baldur's Gate, and then those items would be sold through a fence in an area called the Market, which is on the other side of town, way outside the walls and across the river. The reason for this was to make sure all of the money would get disseminated amongst the poor in Baldur's Gate, because the disparity between the rich and poor is mighty. And the patriarch in question, who was in charge of the House Ravenshade, called Sorella, wanted to give something back as she was raised out of poverty to marry into this family. However, putting her ward, Viorica, in charge may not have been the brightest idea. Although Viorica, working with Lilith and all of the others here, and Ash and Abernathy and Cohen, tried to steal the paintings.
Could have gone really
We did,
well.
actually. We did steal the painting.
Yeah, we did.
However,
Yes, that was the thing.
in the process of stealing said paintings, you seem to have drawn the attention of the Cult of the Dead 3, who are a cult of 3 dead gods who want their gods returned to life. You were specifically chased, hunted down by a creature known as a Death's Head of Baal.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was most perturbed that you had taken these paintings that she wanted. Then, in a daring sewer escape, the paintings were lost. One would say almost irretrievably, when someone magic missiled a bag of holding.
I stand by what I did.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So in doing so, you have lost 3 priceless magical artifacts that are something that a cult of nutters really want. I'm just letting you know.
It wasn't just me that screwed up.
No, it was
You didn't
not.
screw up. You didn't screw up. Don't listen to the DM.
I should also
You did great.
I should also point out that in your escape from House Ravenshade, and with the cult trying to find out what was going on, Sorella was killed.
Oh, yes.
And Viorica may or may not remember that you are being framed.
Yes.
Has Viorica actually clocked that?
Do we?
He seemed very vague about it.
The thing was that whether or not we were being framed was less important than the fact that the one person who had a connection to my own...
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
They got killed in front of me. I really don't care about what's happening at the moment.
In which case, we'll leave the framing until someone brings it up.
Yes, because none of the rest of us know.
I really don't care.
I just don't care.
Anything.
So, with that in mind, you had just got out of the sewers. You are in the sea tower district of Baldur's Gate, which is the opposite side of town you need to be in to get to the market to try and clear your name. A potential way of getting out of this mess, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. DM giving you a hint there. However, as you stepped out of these sewers, you heard the tramping of armoured feet, and a series of Flaming Fist guards have asked you all to halt, and you are currently in the limelight, so to speak, as these guards approach you. There are roughly 5 of them. They appear to be in various different Flaming Fist liveries. Some have shields and spears, which they are pointing at the 5 of you, and some of them look to be a bit more like in charge or authority with more armour and with shields and swords. Is there anything anyone would like to do before they arrest you?
They said they
said halt.
Oh, they said halt. Did they say who goes there?
Nope. Nope. They
I
just
would
said
like
halt.
to just turn to them and be like, yes. And?
Right. The guards with spears, just leave them there. The slightly more heavily armed guard steps forward and pushes aside and steps forward and... Right. If the 5 of you could remain where you are, please...
Well, you see, there's something going on in the sewers. It's thank goodness over here, really. There's been a bit of an altercation down in the sewers.
Yes, quite. If you would be so kind as to put your hands above your heads, we can have this sorted out in no time at all.
Why?
I mean,
We're not going to do anything to you.
I don't think we've done anything wrong so far. I mean,
We're out on the street. What particularly have we done?
Just so you know, some of you who are locals, the Flaming Fist will arrest people for any damn reason. They do it all the time. This is pretty normal, standard behaviour for them. 2 of the people with spears put them to one side, start taking out manacles, and are walking
I
towards
really
you.
wouldn't, I'm kind of engaged to one of your colleagues.
Oh, are you? Who would that be?
Cara.
Oh. Interesting. You are also wanted... Well, the 5 of you have a very strong resemblance to some people who are wanted for murder.
What?
Murder?
Yes.
Murder?
Of who?
I think the captain can explain all of that if you'd like to come with me. And one starts walking towards...
roll a d5.
Trying to stand.
Got a D10 and I can do halves.
Stand in front of Viorica.
One starts walking towards, Viorica. If you're standing sort of in front of Viorica,
I was afraid of what he was going to do, so I was
walking towards the 2 of you with manacles, just watching very, very carefully.
I am trying
If any of you are going to do anything, there is no surprise round. Everyone's on edge.
I'm trying to stop the mending keeps sparking in my hands, like the light cantrip keeps sparking, and I'm trying to stop it, and I keep like clenching my fists trying to stop it, and it's sort of glowing out.
Can you please stop casting magic?
Listen, we haven't had anyone. We don't really know what's going on at the moment. Like, I'm sure that if we could talk about it, but it's in a reasonable manner, and it, as he's talking,
Go.
I think the light changes and takes on more of a kind of pastel-y quality, and like...
Need initiative roll off with the guard first, because I said everyone was on tenterhooks.
Okay.
Oh no, it's gone forever.
Gone forever.
Where did that come from?
Oh, hang on. That
Oh,
is
for the
against the
love of
thing,
all
right?
that is.
Okay, that's a shame.
It's another one of those.
Is it gonna matter?
Not really.
No. I get less than that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I get less than a natural 20.
The DM got a
Stop
natural 20.
looking at
I got a natural 20. As you start casting,
We're in trouble.
the captain and the guards are just going to... What's going on? And they start pulling weapons and the spears are levelled down again. I think he's going to step up and try and probably grab your hands to stop you from casting. Now, you don't know that you're casting because Abernathy is, at this point, the spell's just come out of him. He's not quite sure what's happening.
Yeah.
Can you roll a contested grapple for me, please? So that's acrobatics or athletics for you.
Ooh, that'll do. 24.
The guard captain is going to reach out and try and grab your hands, and you just step back, and now you can cast your spell.
and I think he just kind of like wafts his hands off somehow acrobatically. Honestly, look, I'm sure there's been some kind of mistake. We haven't done anything wrong. And the kind of light almost comes out of him, but it's like this very pastoral. It's the quality of light on now I was thinking on Monet's water lilies.
Yeah.
It's like slightly kind of gentle, slightly out of focus kind of quality, and it is calm emotions.
Okay.
Go.
So it's charisma saving throws for me, yes?
Within 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point I choose. So obviously, it would hopefully with it capture all of the guards. Within that, and
does it affect your allies as well, or is it just your choice?
With creatures that I choose.
Lovely. So I'm rolling 5 charisma saves.
Yes.
What is the spell save DC?
It is 14.
Okay.
Possibly 13. We haven't leveled up.
I see.
This is going badly.
Oh, what? We need to find that other D20. Chris can't keep using this.
One guard blinks and just, it's pretty. Sarge, I think they're all right. Looks at what are you talking about? And the others are now going to step up and start putting manacles on people unless someone does something. Or do you let yourselves get captured? It is up to you.
I don't actually know these people.
Oh, this is a great start.
Roll me a deception check. You do know these people.
That's so good. That is... Oh, we scroll left for this. I think it's 26.
Nice.
I'll just double check. Yeah, it's 26.
Wow. Even with a 19 on the dice from me, not a chance. Okay, you're still... We're going to take you in anyway.
All right, I just want to make it known at this early stage.
Well, I mean, no one of your description does seem to be involved in this, but still, you're wrong place, wrong time, mate. Sorry.
Classic. I understand, it's fine.
Are you all letting yourselves be manacled?
I don't have anything that would do group anything.
No, exactly.
I'm having to really try hard not to lash out, but I'm just not saying far to anyone.
I should have made you do the calm emotions.
You are all manacled. Most of you are spellcasters. There is a technique for binding the thumbs together with rope, string, that means that you won't be able to cast spells. You are unable to cast spells with somatic components. Anything with verbal components you still can, but they are on close watch. They've seen some of you cast magic and are being cautious about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You are all walked.
Did they do that to me?
Yes, to everyone.
Okay, gotcha.
They don't know who you are.
I like to think that they just kind of get a rope and be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no. Just like, okay, double 4.
Yeah, exactly.
You are walked through the Sea Tower district, and this is a district full of Flaming Fist mercenaries, because the Sea Tower of Baldur, which is in the docks on the waterfront, is also where they tend to look out for people like you and sort situations like this out. The Sea Tower of Baldur, as you step towards it, is huge. It's a gigantic castle, sheer rocky walls. It sits on the end of a wharf, and it is very, very imposing. You'll all have seen it before from some angle, as it does quite dominate the dockland area of Baldur's Gate. You are all marched inside. There is a bridge that leads you across the water, and you are walked in. There are Flaming Fist soldiers everywhere. Your chance of any kind of escape or...
Right now is not there.
Unless you want to do something mad, which I'm never going to stop you.
We've been mad so far. Let's try another.
Exactly. What's up, Shani? You were worried about something?
Yeah, we're in the Sea Tower. Yeah, I'm worried. Yeah, that was what that was.
Oh, okay.
It's not great. It's worrying, some would say.
Right, okay.
Sorry.
We're in the Sea Tower. I'm worried.
It's character motivation for you there. Just going in on the inner thoughts.
Great, that's really good. Some excellent performance there, Shelby. Well done.
Thanks.
Let's get the map up. There it is. You are taken into the sea tower. There are 5 large, squat, fat towers around the edge, and inside there is a wide yard. You are taken inside and taken to 2 of the buildings inside. There are 2 buildings alongside these 5 towers, and walked in. You're walked into a. You walk past a few cells that have clearly drunkards, down and outs, people who've just been picked up off the street. And then there's one that has been cleared, and the 5 of you are placed within. You are locked in.
We're all in the same cell.
All in the same cell.
Okay.
I feel like I should probably raise this point. I still reek of piss.
Thank you, Ed. It's good to know.
We've all
I
been
try
in
and
the sewers,
cast.
so
I try and cast prestidigitation, and I'm like,
No, you can't.
I know.
The only spells you can cast are purely verbal, and also if you do, there are 2 guards outside who are just watching you. They are watching all 5 of the cells in this area, but they are sat at a table just
Do we
watching
recognise anybody else in the other cells?
you. No.
Are the Flaming Fist and the Watch joined up in some sort of judicial system?
The Watch look after the upper city. The Flaming Fist are mercenaries who look after the lower city.
Yes, so are they
do they
joined
pass,
together
yeah.
in some sort of a judicial system?
Arguably, yes. Practically, yes. But they do tend
necessarily.
to make their own choices because Mercenary Company doesn't really answer to anyone. It's part of the problem with Baldur's Gate.
So yeah, my understanding is that they might just if they're like, oh, you're such a criminal, I'm just going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Is there like a court is there any sort of a process, a
Trial?
Do those exist?
Yes.
Would the Flaming Fist care about that?
There would be, yes.
Okay.
Especially in a high-profile case where, someone murdering a patriarch, that might be a big deal.
Sounds like a bit of a big deal. Okay. That's
What
good
is this
to
about
know.
a murder? Who's been murdered? Oh no, we know who's been murdered.
You could say that as in you're
Yeah.
trying to act it out,
No.
and I would go, you are being very insistent.
How did they get our descriptions, though? Is it that we looked like the people that they were after? How did they know? Who would have told? Is this your...
I think the term is scapegoat. I don't know what we're going to do. How are we supposed to do anything now? We're in the lower city. We're wanted for murder. I think it's pretty much guaranteed what's going to happen, isn't it?
I mean, we've still got the tongues in our mouths, haven't we? There's
What
things
are you
you can...
suggesting?
Oh, come on.
They don't cut tongues out of people, do they here?
No, I was talking about... You know what? Don't worry. I'll do that. The rest of you can just do whatever you're doing.
Can I go up to the bars? As you said, there's 2 guards there.
There are.
They're listening to this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what exactly is your plan now that you've got us all here?
It's not my department.
Okay. Good. Do you know what does happen next?
I'll wait for the captain.
Wonderful. Well, so intelligent.
It's my job to guard. That's all I do.
Uh-huh.
It's also my job to feed you, so keep that up.
Wonderful news. When would that be?
Oh, no, looks like you just missed it.
Oh dear.
Oh, I guess we'll feed you in the morning with everyone else.
Good. I'll turn on my foot and realise that's not going anywhere and walk back.
The door opens up and a Flaming Fist walks in. You can tell they have an emblem that they wear. And she looks a lot more in a position of authority than anyone else. And she walks across and steps up to the jail cell and goes, right. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Can I ask you all to please remove everything from your pockets?
I'd love to.
You can do it with your thumbs tied. Pile in the middle of the floor, please.
I will
paid
remove everything from my
today.
pockets.
Silvers.
We've got a couple of paintbrushes and things like that. And
Money and
little spectacles.
scimitar.
Keep my stiletto.
Sorry?
Can I keep my stiletto?
You can if you want to, but you don't anymore.
No, that's what I mean. So I guess I put that in. I don't think I carry anything else.
Cohen puts his stuff in a slightly separate pile.
You arse.
Right.
Totally on brand. though.
Now all please turn around, face the back, and put your hands above your head.
Okay.
You hear some shuffling behind you. If you turn and look, one of the guards is collecting your things and putting them in a sort of sack, basically. Yours are being put in the sack as well.
Same sack.
The same sack. They're in the same sack.
You're in it with the rest of us.
You are allowed the clothes on your back because I don't want to play a game where that's the game. And you are all taken.
Can I keep my jewellery? Jewellery?
Is your jewellery your spell focus?
No.
Yeah, fine. You are taken out.
Oh wait, do I have to give her the rings?
Yes.
Fine.
You are taken out of this room and ushered again by quite a number of guards to a side room to here, which looks, as you step inside, you're all looking around, aren't you? You're all saying, "Oh God, what's going on?" Roll perception checks for me.
17.
9.
Remember.
Ooh, natural 20,
Natural 23. Nice.
Perception.
18.
18. Splendid.
We've had 3
17.
already, so
Everyone except for Cohen notices that
Too busy focusing on the fact that his stuff's in the sack.
there are 5 wooden chairs on the floor in this room. Just 5. The floor has a number of scrapes and scuffs and markings on it. There are a couple of dried patches of ground that look a bit like bloodstains. Yeah, and the 5 of you are sat in chairs and are bound to the chairs.
Wow.
All of the guards leave bar 2 that stand either side of the door, and the captain is still there watching them all do this with quite brutal efficiency. They're not kind about this. This is sat down, tied, like it's quite... So... would you like to start, or should I?
I mean, again, I said it to your men earlier. I'm not actually involved in any of this, and I don't know who these people are. I wasn't present at whatever's happened.
Roll me a deception check.
Yeah, you want that natural 20 now.
That's a 23.
Nice.
Wow. Hang on, just finding the right stat block. There she is.
It's going so well, guys. So well.
I'm managing not to say, no, we don't know Cohen at all.
That's so cute because it comes from a place of genuinely wanting just one of you to get away.
Nice try. I don't know what your involvement is. You don't fit any of the descriptions involved, but there was a 5th member who described as quite ostentatious, and well, you're not exactly a shrinking violet, are you?
I'll take that as a compliment at least.
Right, good. So, aside from telling me how uninvolved you are, does anyone have anything to add before I start reading you the charges? Anyone? Very well. I understand that you are all working for this man, is that correct, gesturing at Viorica? Yes?
No, actually, I think you'll find it's me.
Roll me. Well, interesting. She's already seen through your deception check, so we're not going to keep doing this.
No, that's fine.
Are you trying to say that you're the ringleader, that you're in charge?
I'm Spartacus.
Well,
I mean, in practice.
I was the overseer.
Oh, totally. I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, that's bad. that don't matter, does it?
What did you roll?
I mean, I rolled a 3, and my persuasion is +1, so 4.
Wow.
Right. That's 2 strikes, and I don't really want to get to the 3rd. Am I making myself clear?
Understood.
Thank you. So, you all work for this man, correct?
Technically, Shakti works for me separately, and so
All right.
maybe I got her into this.
And in this context, I presume that under this conversation, you were deciding to bring these people in for the assassination of your parent. Is that correct?
I don't know what to do. I watched the one connection I have to the one important person in my life, my mother. I watched her get killed in front of me.
So you're claiming that it wasn't you? You're claiming that both of your siblings have lied to the authorities. Is that what you're claiming?
I don't care.
Have you seen what we are and what we do? Do you know who we are? Have you seen it? Have you seen? Go look into that sack and all of our items. In there, you will find things that only pertain to trickery, magics of intellect, and things like that. If you were genuinely going to try and assassinate somebody, would you really hire us?
I have absolutely no idea. I also don't claim to fully understand the criminal mind. I know that if I go through that bag, I will find weapons, yes.
Not paintbrushes.
Everyone in Baldur's Gate has weapons.
Well, could have been done for this murder. Unfortunately, that is something we'll have to work out over time, as I'm afraid House Ravenshade is currently being searched for more evidence, but it's very hard to search a house that's been half burned down.
What?
What?
What happened?
Well, I assume that you would know.
What?
Is this just a murder, or are you hiding something else?
What?
No, so the murder party's also a surprise, to clarify.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware, there was a whole thing involving an art show that was going on this evening, but the rest of what you've just said is literally completely new to me. And I'm not lying.
What has happened? What has happened to the house?
Well, it's half burned down.
Oh my god.
Most of the art is gone.
So all of this is like he's getting hit each time that the thing. It's obviously not fate because he is genuinely feeling this, but there's nothing else to.
And I presume on some level this may have been part of some kind of cover-up, some kind of theft. No, just the murder?
All right.
No, just murder. No murder.
It's, as she says, there was no murder.
Then who murdered Sorella Ravenshade?
I don't know.
And the oracle isn't going to say anything because he's just not concentrating. Did I actually?
Yes, you saw the death's head kill.
No. I mean, as in, would I not seen her before?
Do you mean the lady you're speaking to, the captain?
Sorry, if I'm just thinking, would we already have the words to explain Death's Head person, or would he do the thing?
You don't know what a death's head is, no.
Right, that's what I mean. And so it's kind of like
a very large, 6.5, 7 foot tall woman whose face kept interchanging with a skull.
Right, so that's what he knows, but I don't think he'd be able to describe it like that. You know, somebody who just doesn't have the.
Well, how do you think Veronica would try and describe it?
Try.
Yeah.
She came in. She was the tallest thing I had ever seen. Her face was terrifying. All I knew was that I was going to die. And then she took out a blade and stabbed it into her belly and ripped it open. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I couldn't.
She believed
anything.
herself to be the daughter of Bale. I read her mind. What was it that she was?
She described herself in her mind as a daughter of Bale who was working to bring about his return.
Yes, she wanted to bring about his return by using the famous piece of art of the triptych.
Cultists of Bale. Original.
Hence why you probably found us near the sewers.
Well, you may have been working with some kind of cult. That's always possible as well.
No. Look at what we're all wearing. Does this really say cult to you?
I'm not sure.
It's more robes and hoods and stuff, isn't it?
Look. I sympathize. But you must understand a couple of things. I have the word of 2 patriarchs that this man killed his mother. I have the word of numerous other patriarchs that there was an event tonight and something went wrong. Some of you were seen there. Some of you were described. Now, I understand that is not exactly useful for you, but I don't have much else to go on apart from a tall cultist of Baal. And frankly, we have worked very hard to keep the cult as low scale as possible, if not removed. And if every single person who came in here and said the cult did it was let off scot-free, we would not be arresting many people. There's also a lot of very wealthy and powerful people who want to see you hang for this.
If a lot of people come in and say that it's the cult of Baal, and then you say that it isn't there, doesn't that not kind of give you a bit of a cause for concern? Maybe you're not keeping them as small as you think. If everyone's coming in and saying it's the cult of Baal, then, like, surely, like, some of them might be true. I mean, you can't...
Are you suggesting I'm not very good at my job?
Well, you've arrested us and we're innocent, so... I'm saying that mistakes can happen. I'm sure it's not your fault. I mean, as you said, you've had very little to go on.
This is very backwards. I like it.
It's amazing.
I am the commander of the Flaming Fist. I'm not just some backstreet captain looking to make a collar.
I'm sorry, I was just saying what you just told us. I didn't move my hand then because they're tied.
I understand that. This isn't as easy as all that. And frankly, while you may be telling the truth, I also know that the cult are a very good excuse and get used a lot as one.
We are innocent until proven guilty, no?
Unfortunately, you have been accused by a patriarch family of something, which means, in fact, it's the opposite way around. So...
But it's a patriarch accusing a patriarch.
I'm afraid Viorica doesn't have quite the standing of his siblings.
Right. Good.
I am sympathetic. I'm not going to immediately tell the world we've captured you and that we'll be trying you and finding you guilty automatically. That would be unjust. And I do want to look into this further. I am not simply saying I believe it fact. What I am telling you is there has to be some very good evidence.
We did see other cultists. It wasn't just her.
There
were other people there.
I'm asking nonsensical questions.
There were no bodies of cultists found at the scene, no.
I didn't say bodies, I just said there were other cultists there.
What did they look like?
Hooded figures?
I'm sorry, that's not a lot to go on.
They had red masks.
Yes, that fits in with these Baal cultists. All right. I will need to keep you here until we can uncover more. I will need to be honest with you. If the patriarch families...
They wounded us, and when two of us were stabbed, I don't think they healed up completely, did they?
I don't know.
Were your hit points returned to max by... Yeah, sorry.
Oh, shit. Ash doesn't know.
All right. I will keep you here, and I promise you, I will look into this further. I'm not taking this as writ. But please understand, my hands are as tied as yours are. I cannot keep you here for days on end looking for putative suspects that may or may not exist when I have patriarch families baying for your blood. Do you understand? If there's anything else you can give me, any detail, anything I can investigate, I shall.
The paintings. This triptych.
Yes, I didn't quite follow that, so there was a robbery as well.
There was.
I understand.
Yes. That was a robbery organised by a patriarch. You know, one of those...
Sarala herself.
Sarala Ravenshade hired you to rob herself.
Yes, it's an insurance thing.
You know, none of them like it when anyone looks generous because it makes the rest of them look bad. So they all have to do nice things behind closed doors, don't they?
Not the first one of these I have heard of. It's not too far removed.
You've seen the way that Ravenshade looks nowadays, and especially now. It wasn't particularly going the way of up and up, was it?
No, I understand.
We were hired to come and take care of the art, you see. I mean, surely hiring someone who owns a paint shop and his assistant...
We were hired to steal the triptych specifically.
Well, yes, exactly, but I'm just saying it makes more sense to hire us for that than just kind of assassination, doesn't it?
What were you going to do once you had stolen the triptych?
We were going to...
What do you think?
Sell it, presumably. Do you have a buyer? Is there a fence?
There was someone, yes.
Yes.
Who was that?
Lakshmana
Uh-huh.
is the name of the person.
I'm
I
aware
believe.
of him.
Excellent. And the idea was that it was going to get converted into money, which was going to get redistributed amongst people that needed it slightly more than perhaps Sarala herself did.
I see. And you're claiming that you were hired for this theft, and in the process of said theft...
Oh no, the theft went rather well.
So where are the paintings?
Ah, yes, that.
Well, so first thing to note of interest is that the cult of Baal was also after the exact same paintings.
Interesting.
There was an
know
altercation in the sewers, that was...
Do you know how they were aware of these paintings, or how it just so happened the robbery was happening on the same night that you were attempting to rob them as well?
I imagine the siblings might have some answers for you.
Thank you.
They were nowhere to be seen that evening.
Ask the people. Ask the people that were watching Viorica perform. Ask them if they saw any of the siblings there. I mean, surely they should have been there watching your performance for your long-lost mother.
And if they weren't watching Viorica,
How
then
insulting.
not only how insulting, but also how can they accuse us of murdering somebody?
Well, if it's their word against yours, I don't have an awful lot to go on.
No, we're talking about other patriarchs. Ask the other patriarchs. Then it's patriarch versus patriarch, no?
I can say...
Ask the Coldwells. I managed to do a little bit of trickery with her and some rats, and that seemed to go rather well. But unfortunately, that did mean that she didn't particularly, keep watching Viorica, so she must have probably looked around the room and definitely not seen the siblings there. Please do tell her I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Very well. Look, I must inform you, while this problem still remains, you have now also freely admitted to magically assaulting a patriarch. You have also freely admitted to trying to steal from a patriarch sell to a fence, part of a known criminal
I
organisation.
mean, it's not stealing, is it? If she's
If it
asked
was
us to
hers.
remove it from her house and take it away. And
Sorella
sell it to someone
Ravenshade
else.
is dead.
Well, yes, I know, but you said stealing. You have made that assumption, haven't you?
It's not an assumption. If you have taken something for a patriarch household, the household gets to decide whether something was taken from them or not. And Sarala is not here to contest that.
Right.
Well, this could certainly, if you want to go up in the ranks, as it were.
Oh, wow.
I'm the commander. I don't have any further ranks to climb.
Well,
Well,
one under the belt again, isn't it?
Other people might have got hurt that night as well. Not necessarily by the fire. Look, the fire was new information to us, so I would presume that it was the cult of Baal that set the fire after we left to make it look like that was a good reason that a lot of people might have died. But they were pretty systematically going through every single door, going inside to check for something or someone, and then coming out of it again. Now, I'm sure everyone knew where the valuable paintings were, so I don't think that's how they'd be going about it. So,
well, this is where the problem comes in. The fire also killed people. Not patriarchs, thank heavens, but a lot of people patriarchs are very fond of. This is not just one person was killed, it is more than that. Now, you've given me your side of the story. I appreciate your candor. Thank you. I will look into it for you. As I say, my hands are as tied as yours. I will do my best, but I cannot promise that I'll be able to find out anything more, and you may be tried for this.
Also, the paintings aren't really on this plane anymore.
I'm sorry?
They're not really here.
What did you do to them?
Oh, well, you see, there was a little incident. They're gone.
Honestly, I couldn't care less about paintings.
That's okay.
Be that as it may, I think the murder, unless it is properly dealt with, will be the first port of call to be dealt with, after which the setting of the fire and the casting of spells on people. This is all stuff that will come in later. I think being tried and found guilty for murder will probably come first. So, I'm going to go and see what I can find out, and I'll have to work with the guard because we're not really allowed in the upper city, but I will attempt to look at this dispassionately.
Thank you.
If you are not guilty of this, I can only apologize, but please understand, I am not the law here. Thank you. You will be returned to your cell momentarily. Your items will be kept and returned to you should you be found innocent of the crimes.
If you contact my fiancée, Alethra, she is part of the Patriarch family. She can try
Alethra's
to...
last name?
I didn't actually come up with them, Chris.
We did. It's
she's part of the family, so it'd be the last name of
the family that we which is
it was like the
the
They're a real thing.
I'm just finding it. Don't worry. The Tillertons.
Yes,
That was very close.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Alethra Tillerton. She might be able to...
I thought you said your fiancé was a guard.
I have two.
Oh, how novel.
Don't.
Sorry?
Just don't.
Right, I will speak to Alethra Tillerton on your behalf and see if there's anything she can help with.
Could you also talk to some of the people in House Hlath, possibly, if it's at all possible?
Why on earth would I do that?
If you mention my name, they might say something.
This is news to all of you, by the way.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Hala.
HlaATH.
They probably won't, but they might, so it's worth asking.
I like this.
I understand. Anyway.
Suddenly everyone's a patriarch.
I mean, I'm not a patriarch, but if you could let my wife know what's happened.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Of course.
Metal whistle pocket.
I have you. Yeah, I'm aware. Anyone else? I need loved ones being made aware of their plight.
There's a loud sort of wail from Viorica.
Ah, yes, my apologies. No, fine. Well then, please return them to their cells. Again, I'll do what I can, but I make no promises.
Thank you for trying.
Thank you for trying.
The two guards come over, take you all out of the chairs, and you are taken back to your cells where you are unbound. Your thumbs are still tied. And you are placed within a prison cell.
Again, together?
All together.
Viorica collapses because his light's over. Basically, if the house is half burned down and all that kind of stuff, then everything he knows is... He's going to be a bit useless for a little while, basically.
That's fine. You're all right, Ed.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Like, that's fine.
Good.
Is the guard still just like there?
The same two guards that were sat there are still. They're playing cards. They're not, I mean, they're paying attention as much as like these are very well locked doors. Everyone is like, even the drunkards over there have either hands bound or something like that. Like they're not taking chances. And anyone who was shuffling towards the door, they walk over and give the door a swift kick. So yeah, they're not.
Gonna rearrange Viorica so he's lying comfortably rather than sprawled dramatically.
Yeah, that is exactly what happens. You know very well. It's fetal position and just it's.
I'll go up to you and be like, I can try and help.
Anything.
I will do the telepathy and kind of do... I don't want to make anything so sweet and nice and sickly because that just makes you feel worse. And obviously I'm not going to try and be like, hey, here's Sorala. No. Everything's fine. It's more like... You know when you have like something that's so shocking and you get this white noise, it's kind of just like... It's more like white noise to just mean that it just fills your head.
And you don't have to think.
Yeah, so you don't have to think. And that will be what she does.
Okay, that's going to help a lot. Thank you. Wow.
Lovely. Anyone else doing anything else?
I'm gonna walk over to the guards and ask if I can play cards with them.
You are in a jail cell.
I'm in a jail cell. I will not do that.
Oh no, but
you could walk to the jail. You walk to the edge of the jail cell and ask them.
give it a try.
It's very, very Jack Sparrow with the like.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, can I play? From this side of the bars, of course, I'm not going to try anything funny, but
One of them looks up, the other looks across, look at each other. Roll a persuasion check.
Go.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, that makes...
Red Dead Redemption this.
That's not the best number ever, so it can only get worse from here. That's an even worse number.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not a spell.
That would have been awesome.
Persuasion is still not bad. It's a 10.
10. Fuck off.
Fair enough.
Unequivocal, at least.
And then I think I'll look around at them all for a little bit, and then I'll probably walk over to you. So, 1 minute you're at a party, eating some fancy snacks, and now you're in a jail cell. How does that feel?
It always gets messy. And they always say that it'll be easy, and this time it'll all go fine, but it doesn't. It's always something.
You've been in one of these before?
No. No.
Insight check.
Are you listening?
I mean, you're in the same cell.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't.
I've never been arrested.
If you're trying to be quiet, then I won't.
No. I hadn't really imagined.
That's a crit fail. I'm too busy.
I think I'm
a master
probably...
criminal.
try.
Maybe it's actually good to plan it all.
That's a 22.
I've never been arrested before.
Okay.
With a 22, what is your brush with crime then? A bit more. Have you been involved in crime before? Like,
Yeah,
what you've said.
like plans that go wrong. Not necessarily.
Sorry.
Not necessarily wrong for me, but maybe wrong for other people. It all gets messy and bad things happen, and I've done bad things.
That's what happens when you don't do it well. It sounds like you also know what doing it right is like. But we both did it wrong this time.
I don't think anyone can be blamed for any of this, can they? Not one of us.
I'm sort of looking in his direction at the same time. No. Don't think even I can shout at him right now.
Would everyone like to take a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Please. I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, I'd probably just accidentally, when you're just kind of like sleep just takes you over, just slump against you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the adrenaline rush will have just worn off and you'll be quite exhausted.
How do I do that on D&D Beyond?
You press your name, then you press long rest.
Oh, yes.
Then you
I know
press
on the
confirm.
laptop, I just don't know how to do it on the phone.
That's very good.
D&D Beyond, everyone.
D&D Beyond.
Good
Very,
for long
very-
resting.
I realised I didn't do the sponsor shout out at the top of the stream.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
It's all right, we'll do it after the break. So when you join us after the break, there will be a long sponsor shout out before we continue. My apologies. So,
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
I don't know. It's the magic spinning wheel of death. Spinning wheel of death.
Spinning wheel of death.
there you go. You're
And we're back.
Is everyone sorted? Leveled up?
So.
Because you have all leveled up.
Yep.
Good opportunity to level
More
up.
like, yeah, but just more like deflating. Boop, boop, boop.
This is the saddest level up.
Weird that like a night spent
And the
sleeping
best
in a
thing
jail
is,
cell and you wake up
she's
with more hit
learning.
points.
It does seem like a surprise, doesn't
This
it?
is the first time for everyone. Like, ooh, I'm coming here again. This is
Food is really agreeing.
Weirdly, jail really opens the mind.
Right.
We've just all been working out in the corner.
Ripped to shreds.
You are all woken up by the sound of your jail cell being unlocked. It is very, very early in the morning.
Ooh, sunrise?
You can't see the sunrise at all. It's early in the morning, it's still dark, but you note that around you, the people in the other jail cells, some appear to be asleep, some appear to be feigning, so there's someone watching what's going on. One of the guards is slumped over the table in a pool of slowly widening blood, and the other guard is stepping up and is just opening your jail cell.
Who was it?
Is
One of the
he
guards?
on?
Yeah,
I'm gonna die even quicker than I thought.
the guard opens the cell
We had ages before we
door,
died.
tosses in the sack, Get your stuff.
Holy crap.
Get your stuff now.
I run towards. I go to the bag and try and see if I can find my dagger, put that back in the thing, and then and then run out towards the thing, towards the exit.
If you start leaving, he tries to wait, everyone's ready. Are you all?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Pick up my paintbrushes.
Fiddling with thumbs and trying to
No, I
grab
don't want my
things.
gear,
Do I
actually.
recognise this person at all?
I'm just trying to prepare my.
Yes, it's one of the guards from earlier. It's the one who told Cohen to fuck off.
Does he look enchanted at all?
No.
Do they?
Roll me an Arcana check.
10.
No, very clear-eyed.
Viorica grabs his arm really quite hard and goes, "You have given me reason to live. I cannot thank you enough."
Don't say that yet.
He has.
You are all taken out of here. You are all. Some people in these cells start to murmur and move. Whenever they do, he fixes them with a look. And there's something about the way he's looking at them, something about the way he's engaging with them that they very quickly just, not gonna.
Make an Arcana check.
Please do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it does feel a bit like we're maybe just getting kidnapped from one faction to another.
Yeah,
faction.
it does sound like that.
That's fine.
Just
Is it?
murdered us.
Is it?
Why would they wait before she wants us all dead, right?
Oh, they probably want to have fun.
That is 17.
God.
There is a magical glow behind his eyes. Whenever he looks at someone, you get the vaguest sense. There's this very intimidating presence. He rolled an intimidation check, but he's magically more intimidating than he should be.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Well, okay.
Christopher says.
Christopher says okay.
And he is ushering you all up to the door leading out of this building, turns to you all and goes,
Are we still thumbing?
Can you do the thumbs with can you?
Hang on. If I've got my stiletto, I'm going to carve off on mine and then come around and do it.
fine.
Oh, yeah.
He will have assumed that you will deal with this your fucking selves.
Yes.
Frankly.
Which I can once I realise that
So petty being like, thumbs please. Please. Helpless.
Looks at all of you. How many of you can make your way across the compound without being seen?
all of us.
I'll be alright.
All of us. We can do it.
Yeah, looking at all of you, looking at how your night's gone, I'm not so sure. So,
Why are you letting us go?
Don't ask
I'm not
questions.
letting you go. You're going to come with me. I'm asking if you need any assistance.
Yes, I'll have assistance. Why not?
Yes.
Fine.
I'll be
I'm
all right.
assisting you. Anyone else? You're fine.
Yeah,
I've never tried anything like this. I have no idea.
Come on.
The compound is roughly 50 feet across. We'll have to go around the edges and we'll have to be careful. You are wanted criminals, and if you're found outside the jail cell, they will probably just kill you. All right? I'm not saying I'm not going to kill you. What I'm telling you is that this is the best option you've got right now.
is just one
Do
thing
you
after another.
understand?
yes.
Yes.
Good. Right, I'm helping you. Come on. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
Yay!
Everyone.
No,
No, just me.
no,
'cause I
no,
asked for it. Natural 20.
There we go. Can the rest of you either roll stealth checks or do whatever you would do to be... How not to be seen?
I go to make a disguise of myself.
Yep.
Just thinking, like, this is what he normally does.
Yep.
And for some reason, he turns invisible instead.
Level up. Cool. That's fine. And it's a surprise.
Yeah. A little
Whenever
bit.
you learn new magic, it is a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, wow. I really don't want to be a part of this, do I?
Can you roll me a stealth check with advantage, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guidance.
Ooh, hang on.
I try and...
Go from spells to skills. Go down.
I'm
to
gonna reroll.
16.
You can't. I haven't given you Tides of Chaos back yet.
I'm going to use my luck feat that I took.
To what? Sorry? To re-roll a
I
die.
took luck.
How many took lucky?
Lucky.
So use one of your luck points to reroll.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
I don't want to die.
No.
One more than previously. 15.
15. What did you get with advantage?
16.
16. Are you rolling guidance? Are you doing anything else? You have leveled up, so anything else you can do?
Guidance at the moment, I think.
Okay.
which is enough. 21.
21.
18.
18. And you rolled a nat 20?
Plus a 1.
Amazing. Perfect. You all keep to the sides of this building, and the building is alongside this very tall, very high wall, and it is big. It is the kind of area that will be very, very hard to get out of, and there is a massive gate with a portcullis at the front. You don't know how you're going to get through, but you are sidling very carefully on the edge. Whenever you're stumbling or tripping a little, there's just a hand. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Okay.
I think Abernathy guidance works that it's almost like he takes on like a wash of paint, just to kind of takes off some of the glint, some of the patches of light just become slightly faded back.
Excellent. Very good. Love it. Love it a lot. Good. You're walking around the edge of the compound, and you will get within about 20 feet of the gate. And he stops you. Right. Well, I can still see 4 of you, so this is going to be slightly trickier, but...
I point message at you, and I'm like, I'm actually standing right next to you.
He's so scary. So scary.
Now that's how it feels.
Very nice.
Shaman, I apologise. The Tides of Chaos goes back on a long rest. So I didn't get a chance to even use it.
It does, I forgot.
Unbelievable.
I forgot.
Well, I got that as well.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much, Emma.
Can I use that instead of my luck?
It makes little to no... Actually, yes.
Yes, because that's more fun that way.
Fine by me.
The DM gets it back and is nicer to us.
Bit of sexy retcon. That's not going to happen. Right.
Sexy retcon.
Sexy retcon. He steps... He looks at you all and goes, remain still. Don't move until I tell you to. And then smiles politely and, just a bumbling guard again. And meanders and, hey, how's it going? All right, we got it just... And starts walking away and starts chatting to the 2 guards at the front and is out of earshot. Are you doing anything?
I'm expecting like...
I'm glaring at Viorica and making sure Viorica is standing still.
I'm glaring at where I think Cohen is.
I'm just like...
Watching you.
Well done.
Watching you.
Well done. This new Viorica, I don't think he's any better than the other Viorica, but he will be quieter.
He chats with the guards a little bit, and you're not quite sure what conversation they're having. There's a bit of push and pull. One of the guards appears to be listening quite intently. The other one looks a bit confused and quite sure what's going on. The one who is listening to him and seems to be engaging turns and walks back towards the building that you came from.
I was going to say, could I give him inspiration?
It's
Singing would be
audible.
great.
Oh, yeah,
that would be a great idea right now. Just
no.
singing at
Can't inspire someone by looking at them intently.
Watching you.
I love you. Wouldn't work.
The one,
Tried it before, wouldn't work.
the guard who walks back towards the building that you came from is just turned and is walking back. The other one is looking a bit confused and jabbing at the air a bit. And you can just hear some slightly raised voices.
How far away are they now?
About 20 feet from you. As the slightly raised voices start to get a little bit loud, and you do see one of the guards who's walking the wall just sort of look over, he stops, looks up at the person, smiles, goes, it's fine, don't worry. The person looking over the wall turns around and faces back inside. The person turns to go away. He steps up and grabs him by the one who's been looking after you, steps up and grabs the other guard by the neck, just a reaching hand grabbing around his... gets him and pulls him into the shadows very, very quickly. The other guard tries to move, tries to say something, but you can't hear anything, and you can just watch the legs kicking slightly. You see something very odd. The hand that is holding onto the neck of the other guard almost seems to glow black.
Oh no.
Strange black sigils on it, almost like it's becoming slightly wispy, slightly cloudy. Religion check if someone wants.
Yes, me, please. I'm good at that.
Religion if someone wants.
I think I'm actually +7 with that.
Okay. Hang on, let me just check what it is.
I get +0, but it's an 18.
Okay.
That's just a 10.
Okay.
Damn.
7.
Natural 1.
28 on a natural 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hang on. 18 and the rest were all garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
The two of you
Oh, I see.
recognise immediately. You've met one of the dead 3 cultists in Bale, the red face, the red skull.
Yeah.
The black gauntlet is a symbol of Bane.
Yes, okay, so he's the murderer.
No.
That's Baal's the murderer.
Bale is the god of murder, Bane is the god of tyranny.
Nice. Okay.
Not so much.
No, I understand. Oh, poop.
The hand, you can see the hand tighten, you can see the legs kick, and then even at 20 feet you hear a very faint.
Oh! If you still got the thing on my...
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
That I'd bite your fingers, I'm sorry.
He is in a shadow, and as the black from his hand fades away, he leans back into the shadow with the body, and then comes back towards you, and you can't see the body at all. You have no idea where it is. Right.
Can I make a perception check? I just kind of want to see if I can see it.
Sure.
13?
No.
Fine.
You don't know what he's done to it, but the body's no longer there. Right. Step through, step quickly. Look like you're supposed to be there. Now.
And walk forward.
And he is stepping with all of you out and across this bridge onto the docks back into the Sea Tower district. As you walk, can you either roll me a stealth check to be invisible is a strange turn of phrase here, but stealth either to look like you are... You roll stealth advantage because you're invisible, so that helps with this. But what you are trying to look like is unobtrusive. That can also be a performance check. I don't mind either.
Do I still get advantage?
If you ask for help, you will
Help
get it.
me.
Please. I will.
Grabs you by the shoulder.
Yes.
Right, then you're a prisoner.
Fine.
I'm doing this with advantage because of actor?
You have the actor feat now, level 4. Yes, you are welcome to do it with advantage.
Oh,
That's terrible.
Whoa, whoa, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
hang on. Whoa, we won.
15, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow.
15 also.
15.
23.
23.
18.
18.
11.
As all of you are walking out, oi! Yup. What are you doing? Moving some prisoners? Right. Go on then. All of you walk out into the Sea Tower district.
Holy
You are all walked down a couple of streets, left, right, left. Those of you that know the city can probably keep up a little bit, and taken inside quite a nice looking building. Those of you who have spent quite a lot of time in the lower city, which is definitely you, maybe you, there's an urban legend around this space, that's fine. Maybe not so much in more outer city. Not you, maybe urban legend again. So the 3 of you can roll me a history check on this if you like.
8.
6.
16.
That's supposed
What are you doing? Try and win
So
me
we
up
had an
now.
8, a 16, and a 6. Where was the 16?
I have a -1 to my intelligence. I'm just getting through all
I
of
have
this
plus
stuff.
5.
Way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You have been taken, let's make sure I get this right, to Seska Gates.
Seska.
Seskergates. Once home to the Seska merchant family. It's a tall, gaudy mansion that was abandoned after the last member of the family died in mysterious circumstances.
again.
Oh, good.
Keeps happening.
Sounds fine. Sounds fine.
Is it if it's a patriarch, is it still like
It's not a
patriarch?
patriarch. It's not a patriarch. We're in the lower city. They're just very rich merchants. Cohen, this house is almost certainly haunted or got horrible shit in it. It's the kind of place where the people go, we're not going in there, and no one's buying it to demolish it because it would be too dangerous, and yet this person has led you straight to it.
Wow.
It's like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Except that it's all real.
Can I try and roll an insight check on this person to see how aware of me they are?
I mean, he is a...
Given I'm invisible. Hey, look, I was just told that this is the bad place.
It's completely fair as a reaction.
Very, very fair.
Insight. What was the 16?
Can you roll me a fresh stealth check to be... Because you're still invisible.
Yeah.
So that they haven't... See if they've seen you or not. See if he's seen you or not.
With or without advantage?
You are invisible, so with advantage still.
Not too great. 14. Yeah.
Do you try and turn off at some point?
To be honest, with that description, he probably would. Yeah. Maybe not like I'm going to run away completely, but he'd probably try and distance himself from the situation.
As you start to move off, a hand clamps down on your shoulder, and the same hand, black inky darkness, starts to sort of well up from the fingertips.
All right.
Let's all stick together, shall we?
Wouldn't have dreamed of anything else.
Good.
Not that he can see my facial expression, or they can see my facial expression. He is.
Well, yes. You're all guided up to the front door. There's no one around. It's about 5:30 in the morning. It's very early, and you're all guided inside. The house inside is creepy. Like, it's still a very nice, gaudy merchant house, but a lot of it has, like, the stairway has caved in.
Yeah.
It's been abandoned for a very long time, and it's got a strange chill to it. There are cobwebs everywhere. However, you can see lots of footfall through the dust and dirt. It's clearly being used. You are all pushed forward downstairs. And as you push forward, there is a way down into the basement of this house.
Oh, yeah.
As you are all taken down into the basement...
I'm sorry, who are you?
Wow. What?
Who are you?
I'm a guard with the flaming fist.
Yes. But who are you, though?
Do you really want to know?
Yes! That's why I asked. Evil, got it. Good.
You gonna...
Wow.
After you.
If we go down there, are you gonna kill us all?
No.
He's going to kill any of us.
I have very little interest in any of your demises.
What about that tall lady?
What tall lady?
Where is she?
Do you know the tall lady? Tall,
Mistress of Baal, the daughter of Baal.
skull face lady.
Right, it appears we have a conversation to have downstairs now.
Fine.
Right.
Can we see?
Yeah, it is dark down there, but there is some light.
Cool.
And as you step downstairs, you do note that there is another figure. This downstairs basement area you've gone into, it is made of stone. You can smell faintly. This is connected to the sewers. And there is a figure sat in a chair reading a book with quite long, spindly fingers. And as they look up, they look at all of you with a, aha, the guests, splendid.
Oh, it's salad fingers. Hello.
And they close the book with a snap. You do note, looking around, so let's have perception checks from everyone, I think. Best way to do this.
Ash's hands are sparking.
Oh, for the... all of you.
Not your day.
Just have a conversation with each other. Come back when you're done.
If they're all rolling badly, then they don't have... Having conversations bad.
Then talk to each other, they'll just start to conspire.
Exactly.
They're already conspiring against me. It can't get worse.
Oh, you say that.
tempt
Yeah,
fate.
you say that. This is
19.
7.
9.
9. 11.
Crit fail.
Crit fail.
that's not.
It was, and then I've moved them around, you know.
I see.
Gave them a stern talk.
Showed them.
This central space has a couple of chairs and there's a couple of bookshelves with some books on them slowly mildewing. There is a faint magical aura to this room, which you can't quite put your finger on. There are also some very strange figures. There's about 5 of them. 6 of them, it's hard to tell. They look very small, hunched over in the corner, but they look non-human. They appear to all be skittering and chattering around each other in the corner. At this point, one of them turns, because you're on 19, one turns to look at you, and you just see one gigantic central eye staring at you before turns back again.
What? Okay,
It's very disconcerting.
yeah.
We want to blast something right now.
Oh yeah, that's going to be getting quite a high. Yeah.
I just want to blast something.
Right. Here they are. Splendid. Now we can get to the bottom of things. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hang on.
Hello.
I'm just going to try and turn this off. Wait. It cancels it.
Ah, hello. There we are. Good. Where are the paintings?
What?
Don't know.
Not here. Not with us, certainly. Not
Well then.
this plane.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to explain to me how magical artifacts got to another plane of existence through the sewers.
And if we explain to you what exactly is going to happen?
I don't know yet. I want the paintings, as does my friend here, and I understand our associate might have got a little out of hand, and that's not something that we want! Wild mood swings. So, I'd quite like to know where you put them, because they weren't in your possessions.
Put them is a very, very strong way of phrasing.
Well, then where are they?
We're going to need
please?
some assurances before we tell you anything.
I don't think you quite understand where you are.
If you kill us, you won't know where they are.
No, I'm not going to kill you. I want to know first. But once I know, I can't make any promises, can I? Although, I suppose what we could do is just let you out into the city and see how long it takes before you're arrested for murder again. There's your assurance. I won't open the door and throw you out into the street. From behind you, the other figure. Don't think threats are that helpful right now. Fine. They steeple their hands, sit down again. You said they're no longer here. Could you please elaborate?
I think my friend over there was correct. I believe we have a conversation. A exchange of information, as it were.
Very
Who are
well.
you?
That's not important.
It's important to me, just as it's important to you to know where the paintings are.
They point to their belt where there is a flail hanging, and the head of the flail is a silver skull. Roll me a religion check.
Right. Guys, you've had your chat. Okay, fine. Better.
It's double figures.
Do you know what better?
It's double figures.
What was it? It was a
Religion.
religion. Oh, that's +7. So 19.
19. Well, you've met a representative of Baal and a representative of Bane. This is representative of Merkul, who is the god of necromancy and death.
How do I spell Merkul?
Myrkul.
Oh, so
L. N.
sounds suspiciously like Myrtle.
That would be a twist for the ages.
I have said
Big Bad.
I have said before, the character that everyone loves the most is the one I make the big bad. That's just what happens. Okay?
Yes. Clocks, more clocks, more clocks.
So,
Merkul.
quite well done. Good. Now, if you're not going to tell me, that's fine. I don't actually care that much. From the corner, the 6 figures start turning their way around and walking. They're small. They're quite short, shorter than you, dwarf. They make their way. Where's you're the shortest person here? Your character is. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm trying to make this as nice as possible. They make their way in, and they look odd. These are very small humanoids with a large green eye in the centre of their heads. They all sort of cluster around the skull lasher of Merkul, and cluster around them as they look at all of you and go, so. Option 1, you explain how they're on another plane of existence, and we get out of this whole shilly-shallying, dilly-dallying, dealy-wheely, because it's not going to happen. Option 2, my friends simply get it. They can get information out of anyone. So. No
I literally go
takers.
into your head and go, do I?
Do you what?
Tell him?
What?
Is it him, them?
Them.
Them? Do I tell them?
Well, look, I don't even know. They were in a bag. and the bag got blown up, which I'm still very angry about. And
You're angry.
Now's the time.
and you're the one that blew the bag up. So I wouldn't mind it if you took this bullet, to be honest.
Can I very quickly have a look and see what these things are? And try and check, try and figure it out.
Roll me an Arcana check.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Crit fail.
You've never seen one of these before in your life.
Oh, for the love of...
As you do that, can you please make a deception check?
Is everyone or
Just
Oh,
What,
just
what
Lilith.
am I deceiving?
them?
But I don't understand what I've said wrong.
No.
Conversation.
The Nothic is just starting to do what it does.
Oh man.
There's a 6.
Thought that's what they were.
Just burn that dice.
I
Like that specific one.
Are you immune to being charmed?
No, I have an advantage on wisdom saves.
No, I'm afraid not. If the Nothic wins, which it did, it magically learns one fact or secret about the target.
Yeah.
What does it
How do
learn?
we pick?
Yeah. How do you?
You can choose what fact or secret it is. I'm not going to be cruel about this. It could be about the thing at hand. It could be something personal.
Does that have to say it publicly to all of us, or
I trust you all as role players not to go not to.
cool?
No, that's okay. In her head, like very much deep down, is I really don't know what I am.
Oh, wow.
Splendid.
Nice.
The effect is much like your own telepathy, and it freaks you out. This is someone doing the same thing to you that you do to everyone else, and you have never had it happen to you before.
Oh, that tastes like...
What's happened?
That tastes like oranges. Why like oranges?
What's going on?
The Nothic looks up and says, "She doesn't know who she is."
Okay.
Well, that's not helpful.
I wouldn't say that.
So you see, I can read your minds if I need.
All right, hang on a moment. So as far as I'm aware, what happened was they were in a bag, and then the bag got destroyed. So presumably they fell out of the bag and fell into a gigantic swirling pool of water at the bottom of the sewers.
Now, be honest with me. How much does Cohen know?
Cohen
Knows it's a bag of holding. Doesn't know what happens when a bag of
Cohen knows
holding.
the bag was destroyed, but he wasn't facing it at the time. So as far as he's aware, the bag was destroyed. He had someone point blank, like grappling with
This
him.
is not a roll. This is just a conversation. That's
Yeah,
fine.
so
Cool.
he thinks they just fell
The
into
bag
the water.
was destroyed, was it? And they fell into some water. Everyone else, is that what happened?
Isn't that what happened when bags get destroyed? Things fall out of them?
Wasn't exactly a bag.
There we go.
An
So,
old bag.
what happened? Please, if you'd be so kind. Or would you like my friend to read your mind again? Nope, fine. Another one.
I'm gonna blast a Nothic thing with magic.
No!
And it just
That's fine.
happens.
14.
What is it I'm rolling?
It's a deception check. Just so we get that out of the way beforehand.
Yeah.
No.
What does the Nothic find out? Again, it could be something that they want to know here. It could be something personal. It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to force that.
Come on, then. That's funny. Kara's favourite flower is a little not flower plant. Is a poinsettia.
Nice.
It's I just think it's funny if it's weird.
The Nothic just turns around and goes, "Poinsettia?" At which point, what spell do you cast at this particular Nothic?
Yes.
It is a surprise round, so what do you do?
Basically, I've been standing there the whole time, and the light has been like starting to just like glow and build up, and then this just sort of like mass of golden swirling things through which you can vaguely see these henna'd patterns shoots out, which is casting Chaos Bolt.
Lordy,
Spell attack.
Okay, okay.
I need to write anything down. I just get nervous. I'm like, I want to write something down.
Write down the word chaos ball in big caps.
Chaos. I just think that's
I
it.
rolled a 9 to hit.
Plus what?
I rolled a 9 to hit.
A 9 total?
Yes, I did. I tried to hit it.
Look,
I tried to make a range spell attack.
You have
Look,
luck.
look.
You have luck.
Oh, I do have luck.
Oh, look at that.
Look.
Now, I do have your Tides of Chaos, so be cautious with casting spells.
Oh, go on.
If hitting it is truly the intention.
What have you done?
I rolled the same thing again.
1 in
Those two threes.
400.
2 3s.
The Chaos
Still
Bolt
cast it.
arcs
Doesn't
out
hit.
of you, and just how does your Chaos Bolt look? How does it manifest?
Let me find out.
No, you've what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's poison damage.
So what does it look like?
Oh, I see.
So it's a blobby blob through which you can like see the.
Oh, one of those ones.
Yeah,
It's a blobby blob.
blobs.
It's Slimer.
It's a blobby golden blob with like green twirls and things sparkling within it.
Just flies out at random and just hits the wall and just poison sprays everywhere. Chamonix.
Yes.
Tides of Chaos, roll me a D100.
Oh god.
No, I love this. I'm so down for this. What do you have?
Tweet, it's chaos.
I do.
You need to take a bit of time rolling, so I have to get it up.
So close. So a friend of mine has been very keen that I rolled 42.
Oh, what? 42.
I rolled a
The answer to
41.
everything.
41.
I mean, it's a range, so I don't know if it still
Oh, no!
happens.
Yeah, it is. It's like,
it?
isn't it like sometimes like
checked the table. I
two?
should've checked.
I am
It's like from
checking. I don't
40
have it
to
open.
so
I didn't
happy.
have the Wild
It's
Magic
gonna be
Search
so
table
happy.
open.
It's like-
It's
oh,
my
it's
error.
Let's all speculate about what could happen.
So
So
Gotta be a
on the
unicorn.
Wine Magic table, you could be a sheep.
No,
Really?
no, it's a 41. As you cast out this Chaos Bolt and a ball of poison just like it goes amidst a wall, you suddenly... Where Ashakti was standing is now a poinsettia.
welcome.
That's unbelievable.
And that's where we're going to take our break. We'll see you in about 5-10 minutes. Thank you, everyone. And we're back. Thank you very much, everyone. So, before we kick off the second half, I should really talk about our sponsors, because I forgot to at the top of the stream. Very sorry about that.
We love them so.
We do. So, we are sponsored by two wonderful companies. The first is D&D Beyond. We've been using D&D Beyond digital character sheets throughout the game today. We'll continue to do so. And there is their digital Twitch interactive overlay is, where is it? It's next to Ed's head and Sharmini's head, I think.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So there is an overlay where you can see everyone's character sheets, which we made on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond offer a variety of different things online, including a compendium of all the game's rules, which I'm using for DMing, very useful for that, and also stat blocks, everything you could possibly need for the game to use quickly and effectively and easily now has a digital version on D&D Beyond, and I thoroughly recommend them. Do head to dndbeyond.com for more information. We're also sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro make dice bags, and yes, this is a dice bag. It has a zip here.
In the bottom.
In the bottom.
Thanks, guys.
We are the Echoes.
So, we're giving away this one. We have many of these, and we're giving them away. Please just be active in the Twitch chat. Just if you comment or say something, that is more than enough to be in with a chance to win, although you must have a UK address.
The Adventurers Wanted.
The Adventurers Wanted Twitch chat, though, if you're on the D&D one, it does the same thing. It all connects to the same thing. Yeah, Twitch is really good like that.
Learning something new every day.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Twitch chat overlays. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's cool.
Anyway, we have been naming each of these before we give them away, and today's one is called Reginald Velbonson.
Yes.
Reginald
We decided.
Velbonson. We all decided.
It is the crucial.
You don't get it. Good. Lovely.
I'm fine.
But yes, if you'd like to win Reginald, then please be active in the Twitch chat and you can win this. That's from Ultra Pro, who do all sorts of lovely things with dice bags and character wallets and other really useful things for your gaming table. Do get involved there.
Take it back.
Yes, because I just turned you into a potted plant.
Yeah.
A poinsettia.
A poinsettia, sorry. Also, I didn't say this at the top, so I'll say it now. We play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, it does, of course, sometimes happen. So we do have a policy for correction at the table, which you may have seen today already. If there's anything there you feel like we've missed or anything you'd like to check in on, please either on the Twitch chat or send us a message. We're always happy to hear more information and suggestions and feedback. Anyway, so you just turned into a poinsettia.
I don't have a poinsettia, but
The next best thing.
yeah, I'll just be here. Carry
There
on.
we go.
Can we pass you around?
So just to... Wow.
The plan, guys. Look at that.
So, just to give you the lay of the land, there are 6 Nothics. One of which Ashakti just tried to poison with a Chaos Bolt. The Skull Lasher of Merkul and the Iron Consul of Bane are both in this room and have just seen Ashakti take an aggressive action.
Sorry.
Now,
I was totally worth it.
is there anything anyone wants to say to try and diffuse this situation? Otherwise, I'm going to start rolling initiative.
I'm not gonna lie, like Lilith is so thrown by
Yeah,
a
same.
poinsettia being there.
What?
Yeah,
You should be like,
none of you have seen Ashakti do anything like this before, so yeah.
We're all
oh,
just
I think I'd pick up I'd pick up the poinsettia. Ashakti!
At which point, I think we're going to have to roll initiative, everyone. So, everyone, please roll initiative. So I'm rolling for a lot of people, so give me a second.
Sure. That is your problem now.
I would have done, yeah. She saw a poinsettia. She literally thought about, well, not really, but got mentioned of a poinsettia. Of course, she picked her up. I don't know. How do I refer to you now?
I don't know. I'm having some identity issues that I.
Glorious
Give me a
plant
little
one.
while.
Oh, glorious plant one. I like that.
Right, did anyone roll above a 20?
No.
Oh, good.
Above a 15?
19.
9.
Also 19.
Who has the highest dex mod?
Me.
Well,
Why, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
okay. No one else above a 15?
No.
Lovely.
Got a 14.
Okay, anyone else above a 10?
12.
14 for Ash, 12 for Abernathy. Above a 5?
7.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like these people and I want to blow them up with chaos.
Yes, this is what is happening.
Fortunately, turn myself into a plant with chaos instead.
Cohen, as Lilith picks up a Shakti, the room is about to explode, and you've been in situations like this before. You know that the shit has hit the proverbial. So, what are you going to do?
Does he know shit has hit the proverbial to such a degree that it's insalvageable?
It's up to you. I'm not making any decisions on this front for you. That is for you to decide how you want to handle this insane situation.
All right, before we all start killing each other, I don't know what just happened. To be honest, that looked like some sort of magical sneeze. And it looks like nobody got hurt, if that's painful. So I'm gonna chalk that one up to an accident, but no funny business from anyone from here on out. How does that sound?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Do it.
I don't know. The number is
so
persuasive. Oh, it's not a bad number. That's an 18.
18. There's a lull. Just the Nothic's chittering and sort of moving back a little bit and getting the hell out of the way. The plant disappears, and you're now holding a I'm going to take this away.
Take this away. Okay.
Are you sort of holding a Shakti up, or you sort of drop her? Like...
No, I think she probably, like it's more like I'm just holding underneath her armpits, being like... Plant! What?
All right. If you do that again, there's going to be trouble.
What did I do?
You turned yourself into a plant.
Poinsettia. I'll remove, sorry.
Okay, we'll do it your way. Tell us where the paintings are.
So I've given you my genuine and honest account of what I believe has happened.
Can anyone else give us more information who was looking at the situation, maybe a bit more clearly? Because I don't like the idea of them being washed down a sewer drain.
Neither do I. They were worth a lot of money.
I know!
Don't see what we gain from telling you anything. We're kind of frelled either way.
Frelled?
Yep.
Nice.
Gnomish.
Good.
Behind you, the Iron Consul steps forward. If that's all you know, we don't have much use for you. So
we tell you, you won't have much use for us either.
Well, maybe if you know where you dropped them, you can go and collect them, maybe with some assistance.
Sure,
Yeah,
I can.
do that.
I can show you where they disappeared. But it's very slippery and dangerous, and if you fall in, who knows who knows what'll happen? You might find the paintings, or you might.
Well, look, let's be practical about this. You said you dropped them into a whirlpool, yes?
They fell into a whirlpool.
Fine.
Do you know, actually, your friend, I don't know if you're friends, I normally hang out with you lot at parties, it's a very different vibe. But one of the Bale lot fell in there as well. They tried to throw me in there first, it wasn't very fun.
I know that...
Are you friends with the other...
Yes, we all work together in perfect harmony. Now...
Just checking.
So one of ours was there.
So why don't you already know? If you work in perfect harmony, why don't you already know?
Because they were going to send someone, and we don't know who they were going to send. Are you saying that who was in charge also fell in?
Not exactly perfect harmony then, is it?
Yes, they did. I literally send messages to both of these two at the same time, being like, please be slightly less mouthy. And you know it means something because I've had to tell you. Sorry, say the last sentence again for me, Chris, please.
What you just said.
For memory's sake.
Oh, God!
They were... The person that was sent was... Well, I don't know. Calling them a person would be a pretty generous description. They were like 7 foot tall, and they sort of had a face, but it was sort of not a face.
You mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that one.
From the corner here. Oh, wonderful.
and they really didn't like us.
No.
Quite a high-pitched voice for someone quite so large as well.
It's very calming, actually.
Right.
The face.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have to get some of the higher-ups involved if they send someone that high up and they still ballsed it up. Nah. The Skull Lasher, they get up and just...
I'm literally going to go to ping to each and every one. Like, are we going to try and kill them? Are we going to try and kill them? Are you going to try to kill them? Kill them?
I think we probably lose that fight.
Okay.
Can we reply?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Oh, we can't.
You can message. You can.
Yeah.
No one else can.
The rest of them can just be like,
I took message.
Oh, you do? Well, you can then reply as well.
No reply.
And me.
Subtly.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you got it as well?
Yeah.
Sorry,
well,
Steve.
so
Steve's just been left out of
it's
the
like,
group
yeah, I
chat.
was going to say, it's left out WhatsApp.
I'm gonna message to the left and say, tell them we can get the paintings back for them. Then let us go.
And are you doing anything?
Okay, all you're getting from me is sort of bubbling rage because the people have just brought up the person who killed.
All right, just use this channel only for actual good. You know.
No gifts in this WhatsApp chat. The Iron Consul's looking a bit... All right. I think the best option here probably is to go to the sewer keep. Whoever they sent has not come back and they've not been particularly forthcoming. So therefore we can only assume that either they have them and using them for their own purposes, or that she failed in her task and now we have to go and search through rubbish to find them. Whoop-de-doo. Well, that sounds fantastic. Good thing we've got some servants here to do all the dirty work, isn't it?
What a wonderful choice of
What am I
words.
supposed to say?
We'll obviously do whatever you want. We would like to not die.
Well, that stands to reason. Although, frankly, if you're interested in death, I have a variety of options what you could do afterwards.
No, that's cool.
And what do we do when we get there and we can't get them back?
What do you mean you can't get them back? Oh, is it message? Is it
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Preface it, otherwise I don't know.
I told them it fell into a whirlpool. So we get there, they see the whirlpool, and they go, oh, they fell in
And
there.
they're going to ask us to get them back. And we can't get them back because they're not in the whirlpool.
Well, they're not stupid, though. They're not going to be like, jump into the whirlpool and come back out
You
of it
think
again.
they won't?
The Iron Consul has gone to speak with the Skull Lasher, and they're speaking quite quietly in the corner. The Nothics are still sort of gathered around you, just watching all of you.
Send a message. Don't these things read minds?
Yes, but it's not been exactly, you know, like right on the money. I mean, it's been right on what they've been saying, but not necessarily. I mean, they didn't get what they wanted.
The Iron Consul comes back. Right. My colleague is going to go and feed back what has happened, and therefore try and get a bit more information, maybe some higher-ups to get involved if the person who was after you initially ballsed up. I'll come with you to the sewer keep and we'll see what we can discover there, see if we can find out what's happened to them, because we need those paintings back.
Where are they? The one who failed. Where are they?
I have absolutely no idea where she is. I don't know who they sent. From what you're describing, it sounds like they sent one of their most prestigious people, though it appears that she has either fallen or gone into hiding. I'm not sure.
Oh, this is really annoying. Basically, at that point, he grips because he's holding his stiletto, like it's his dummy, and at that point he grips it hard enough that blood actually drips down over his hands, because if they're gone, that's amazing. If
so, my colleague is already on their way. As you turn back, they are sort of moving up to one of the walls and sort of moving aside what looks like a sort of like old, like almost like a rack of some description gets pulled to one side, and the whole wall moves as the rack moves, and they just tap off and the door closes behind them. The Nothics are still scattered around the room.
I mean, there's one less of them now.
So, temporary allies, I suppose. Till we get the job done.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Looks like it.
Yes.
Right, in which case introductions are in order. I'm Jellum.
Jellum.
Jallum.
Silence. Everyone writes that down.
My name's Cohen. Pleasure to meet you.
Hello. Now let's get one thing straight from the word go. I'm in charge here, and you will do as I tell you. Otherwise, I have no compunctions about returning you to the guards, saying I was charmed by one of you and that it's all a big misunderstanding. I am still a flaming fist. Do you understand? I have authority.
Right.
And there is a strange sense to him that this is not just like I have authority, like this is part of the Bane thing. This is part of like, I'm in fucking charge right now. Like there's a certain amount of like... So, we'll head to the sewer keep. Probably have to find a way to get down there in a way that isn't going to attract too much attention, which is difficult now the sun's about to rise. We do have some disguises here we could use. Do any of you have any ability to disguise yourselves?
Yes.
I'm quite good at it.
Good for you. Anyone else?
Yes.
Two of you?
No, not me.
Right. Well, goes to the back, comes back with some quite bog standard robes. These won't do much, but they'll probably deal with a cursory inspection. I'm still a flaming fist, so if anyone does ask to stop me, I can use the weight of the law, certainly, to get us down to the sewer keep, and then we can do some exploration there, find out more about what's going on. Can you two disguise yourselves similarly? Featureless robe, nothing special. Actually, can you disguise yourself as a flaming fist?
Yep.
This is a highly illegal act. What he's describing here is not just like, oh, well, yeah, I'll just do a disguise. It's like if you're caught impersonating a flaming fist, it's real.
It's Cohen.
Just making clear how many laws you're breaking.
Yeah. So I get to be in charge as well.
You questioning my authority?
No, I'm more asking if mine's getting elevated.
It's a disguise. You can pretend, that's fine.
Alright, well then, given that my disguise is so much more dangerous and high risk for me personally than everyone else's, may I ask why?
Because 2 guards and 4 people they are looking after would attract less attention. You know what, if this is a bad argument, you can disguise yourself as well. How about you? Fancy being a flaming fist?
Yes.
There we go, problem solved.
Perfect. Suits me just fine.
Good.
What's going to happen, though, once we get to this whirlpool?
We're not going to where you drop them, we're going to where all of the water and sewage comes out in this city, and then we're going to find them.
Oh.
Good.
Great.
Told you.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Certainly a place to start.
Where the hell are we going to go from there? It sounds like the worst place.
It's not pretty, and the people in charge of it are odd, suffice it to say. However, I think we should be able to... Some of you are magic users, yes? I am as well. Good. Between us, should be able to ferret out any kind of magical auras in the area, get a better idea of what we're looking at, and then if it's not there, we can trace it back. We must find these. Please don't underestimate how serious I am about that. And we should be getting reinforcements from the various members of the cult as we go along. All right?
Very well.
Good. Well then, hands on the ropes. Kit up. Time to go.
Sorry, slight point of order. I know I do have significant deception possibilities, as in doing the acting thing, but I don't know how much. Like, what I'm guessing is the acting thing was taken on the basis that he had been acting, as it were, all of his life. It's not particularly good.
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So I will do my best approximation and then turn to him and see whether he approves of it.
What guard are you looking like? Do you actually change the way you look that much? Like, are you... Because you're not sort of an accomplished performer that isn't performing as yourself.
That's kind of the thing. What I mean is that the mimicry thing. So if I can remember one of the Flaming Fist guards, not
Maybe the one he killed.
Right. Yeah. So in that case, because I can do the voiceover and I've got the hood over, I'm assuming that's going to be enough. So that's what I...
Well, you won't have a hood over because you're looking as a guard, so you'll be sort of suited and booted.
Right, exactly. But so, yeah.
Do you have that?
Do we have a spare uniform?
Don't need to with disguise self.
Ah.
Do you have disguise self though?
This is the thing. Sorry, I may
You have
have.
a disguise kit.
I don't think I do.
You just went past the spells page.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, I don't have disguise self.
Okay, so you need me to. That's fine. Well, given that now that I'm aware that the relationship is that 4 people are going to be picking through muck and 2 people are going to be watching, I know which role I'd rather be in.
Nice. And then I'm like, I can.
Sorry, mate, you missed your chance.
Yes, I'm unbelievably crestfallen, but that was really cool.
The 4 of you are given robes to put on. Right. If anyone asks any questions, the 4 of you say absolutely nothing. If anyone asks you any questions in particular, you defer to me as your superior officer, and I will do the talking. Do you understand?
Understood.
Perfect. Well then, let's be on our way. You put the robes on, step upstairs. Mm-hmm. He stays behind you, so he's keep an eye on all of you, and you're walking at the front. Do you know the way to the sewer keep? Would Cohen know the way to sewer keep?
It's a major landmark.
Yeah.
It is quite a major landmark, but I want to just check in.
If it's a major landmark, then yeah, probably like maybe not. Oh yeah, I'll just beeline straight there, but would be able to find his way there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bigger than sort of the rest of the?
The sewer keep it's quite large. Yes.
That's what I was going to say. You can. Oh no, but it's dark.
Is it in Sea Tower?
It's dawn.
It is. It'll be dawn by now.
Is it in Sea Tower District?
It is in. It's at the far end of the Sea Tower District. Yep, southernmost point.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that he knows where they're.
Very well. In which case, lead the way.
What?
You walk up the stairs and out of Seska Gates, and it is now its dawn is just cresting.
Oh man.
Yep.
Okay, this is fascinating. This is. I don't think this will make any particular material difference, but this is the first time that Viorica has seen the dawn rise, which is Lathander's moment, and he feels absolutely nothing. It's gone. Because his world has gone. So that certainty, that centre that he had due to his worship, has just disappeared, and he's lost again.
As the rays of sunlight crest over the top of the building and start to hit you, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Fascinating. Okay.
Oh,
again.
that fits, to be honest.
Yeah, doesn't it? And also, like
It's a saving throw.
I got it, but
You don't get nat ones on saving throws, you just get whatever the modifier is.
I gotcha.
But then again, your con modifier is terrible, isn't it?
Yep, I think that just gets me a good old-fashioned 0 again.
Oh, wow. As the sunlight hits you, you are overcome, and you have a sort of brief moment of, you stop, and everyone else stops. It's like, what are you doing? In your head, you get a strange, warm glow filling you from your holy symbol outwards. And in your head, you hear a voice, like the first time you've ever heard Lathander speak to you.
Jesus, yeah.
It is always darkest before the dawn.
Okay, that's perfect. Like, I try and, I assume that someone's close enough to, reach out.
I was trying to kind of, as you stopped, trying to be like...
Right, that's what I mean. So, if somebody touches me, then it's grabbing the hand that's there, and I'm like, I will be fine. Everything is going to be fine. Let's go.
Huh. Don't believe that, but cool.
That's fair enough.
Can we move along, please? What's the problem? There aren't many people around. It's very, very early in the morning. Most people don't get up by now. Some people are starting to... There's some movement out of house, people getting ready to go to work and things like that, but it is still relatively quiet.
I'm gonna set off slightly faster than I should do, if you see what I mean. That thing, I'm like, yes, all right, let's go.
Message Lilith. So you want to actually help him find the magical evil paintings?
We can't really help
evil?
them. It's on a different plane.
So this is the time when there's one of them.
Yes.
You said there'd be more coming.
Yes.
This is the only time.
Yes.
So we're over the top of all of this. Come on, everyone, follow me.
I feel like there should be some sort of organised countdown or something.
In the streets. I mean...
No, I know. We're super...
In the streets is super dangerous to be involved in this
I
kind
was
of
going to
thing.
say, really, not right now.
Then when?
when we get to the water, potentially something along those lines, we really shouldn't just, let him be unconscious. I think,
Okay.
more of a final point to it, I think.
Okay.
You are all marching down the street. Can you all roll me a deception or performance check? I don't mind which.
Please.
I think you get to... Does disguise yourself give you some kind of advantage on the performance check?
Feels like it should.
I'm not sure if it does. I'm just checking him.
Yeah, I'll read this.
Because you've got it right there. Yeah. Because it feels like it should.
You make yourself.
Oh, you're not my thing.
Oh, you're not my thing.
You're not my thing.
Oh,
It's a 12. Got you a 12. Wow, very mediocre. I'm disappointed.
Don't be so mean to your dice. They've done already.
synthetic 20. Crosstalk again, please.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Creatures that want to discern if I am disguised.
There we go.
Can take an intelligence investigation.
Because it's
check
against an investigation check.
against my.
So it's just a performance check. Just roll a performance check, and then if there's any problems, it gets a second roll. That's the point. There we go.
It can be deception, the other one, yeah.
Wow.
I got a natural 1, but
is this
with my
game?
modifier and with guidance, that is an 8, which is still not good, but
It's not.
it's
Yeah.
8 times as good as the 1 and die.
It's a nat 1 and then
Oh, I know. I think he's just very, very nervous and like, keep calm, keep cool, keep calm. Oh, everything's gonna be okay, buddy.
What did everyone else roll? We've got
12.
12. That's shit.
Yeah.
Synthetic 20.
Synthetic 20.
12.
12.
Give me a second.
Sorry.
I'm being
He's getting too excited by the
a
roll.
little bit. No, that is a 22.
Nice.
See, just let me prove myself. That's all I ask.
As you are going, Abernathy, you are looking around furtively. This is so out of your comfort zone. You've never done anything like this, and you occasionally catch people's eyes who are sort of, what's going on? And you drop them down again. And behind you here, be calm. Lower your head.
Okay. Still got this massive beard hanging out the front.
You get to roll again. It's good having people on your side who are domineering.
Nice, yeah.
yeah.
That is a 25.
That'll do. Wow.
Suddenly, just breathe.
But really quietly and just blending into the background, just not making a sound.
Perfect.
Wow.
You all continue forward to the south. The sewer keep is the southernmost point of the Sea Tower neighbourhood, southern and westernmost point, so it is furthest possible distance away from anywhere you were trying to get. It is large, 3 big towers built into the walls. And you've all heard of it before. You may even have smelt it before. It has a strange, sweet, sickly smell that you start to get wafting into your noses before you even reach the point there. It is gated. There is a gate and wall around the edge of it before you even get there. And there are guards outside it. Can you roll me insight checks, please?
Insight.
Yes,
9.
9. Focused on doing it. Yeah.
Heads down.
10.
10.
Synthetic 20.
23.
23.
11.
11. The 3 of you are focused on different things. The 2 of you, the 2 guards standing at the front are dressed, they're armoured and they're dressed quite well. They don't have Flaming Fist badges on them. Roll me, you both rolled well enough to go, this is odd. Roll me history checks as well.
That's
10.
And that one.
You have no idea why these people are dressed the way they are, but there's something very odd about it.
Don't like it.
As you walk up, you're at the front, from behind you here. All right, everyone. The sewer keep is not run by the city. It is officially run by one of the dukes, although she has gone missing recently. It's in some kind of private control. Now, we need to find our way in, and I understand you're quite good at talking.
That's right, sir.
Let's see it in action.
Like this, sir.
Like that. Or
Yes,
if you
sir.
can find some clever way around it, I don't mind me to get inside undisturbed.
Just make sure you do a really good job, okay? I was counting on you. Guidance.
Guidance right there.
Thanks.
And also, on your back, you get a touch. Good luck, and you get inspiration.
Hey.
Okay, this is how we need to do this more. Let's help
You
each other
two need
out.
to do this more.
That's a really good idea.
3 dice are better than 1.
Yeah.
Are
You can
you...
get 3 nat ones.
Is your inspiration D6s or D8s?
I'm trying to find out. D6.
Same as yours.
D6s, okay. I wasn't sure if Glamour Bard's got theirs like pre-upgraded or something. Cool.
If only.
So there's 2 people standing, 2 guards standing in front of like the gate to it.
Yeah, and as you all approach, they are looking you up and down, and they see the Flaming Fist livery. They do get to roll an investigation check because they are surprised.
That's how the game works.
Oh, sorry.
2.
Gotta stop looking at that.
It's alright, don't worry. That's a 2, so no, they just, yeah, it's a Flaming Fist, fine. And they see behind you, and the Iron Consul looks like a Flaming Fist because, well, he is a Flaming Fist, sort of. So, the 2 of you, all of you walk up.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you want?
My name is Milo Bax. Today we are here on authority of the Flaming Fist to punish these 4 with, well, I suppose if we want to be polite about it, something akin to community service. Shit picking, basically.
What kind of roll would you like to make with that? It's a deception roll, but you could also do a performance roll. It's up to you what you want to do.
Deception is always the best thing.
Then do
for
deception.
Cohen.
That's fine.
So, 23.
Woo!
Are you going to add any of the inspiration?
And
No, keep.
I can keep them, right? I can
of course
hold
you
them
can.
for later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
23.
How long
I'm
does
not sure you
guidance
can
last?
keep guidance.
Just check. Let me know when I roll for them.
And do they have to be used before, after?
You can roll them
Just check.
after.
Let's just wait and see what's
It's up to 1 minute.
up to 1 minute.
Up to 1
And
minute.
You got me for 10.
Use it.
10.
Cool. And do I have to declare I'm using them in advance of rolling my d20?
No, you can choose to use them now if you want to.
Okay.
I rolled quite well.
Okay. Let's roll the short one first. I kind of saw
I'm
this
being
place.
polite.
That's 27 now. I think we'll stop there.
I'm being polite. There you go.
Thank you.
Right. You got to sign off on that.
Yep. From, did we ever, no, we were never told the name of the guard captain, were we?
From the head of the Flaming Fist.
Oh.
No, you were never told her name.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and message.
I'm trying to remember your girlfriend's
Yeah. Oh,
Don't remember. Don't say her girlfriend.
he would say no. He'd say it. He'd say
But
it.
he's not recalling it, to be fair. I know I'm...
Her fiance is
Yeah.
not a high up captain. That's not where you get the
fine.
authority
Yeah, she's
from.
not.
Yeah, okay. I probably just...
You rolled low on the history check to know the name of the Duke who used to look after this, or family still does, presumably. So no, this is up to you, buddy.
Okay.
Would I know
these
any
people wouldn't know the
from
names.
You
Cara?
both rolled history checks, and you both
These
rolled low.
people wouldn't know the names of everyone in the Flaming Fist, I don't think.
I was just gonna say, would I know? Would I? You know, when you have like a partner, they come back and tell you about your day.
No, I know. I know what I'll do.
You both rolled history checks and rolled low.
Yeah, fine.
It's just from my superior. I'm simply following orders. If I may please be let through, that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, well, I don't want to have to stir up any trouble.
Oh no.
From behind, Jellum leans out. Dieg Vanthampur said it was fine.
There you go.
They both look at each other. Look at them. All right, but come here. You do understand that this isn't exactly what it says on the tin, right?
Yeah, of course.
No problems then. You stay out of certain areas. Got it?
Yeah, understood.
Right. Right, go with them. Yeah. One of the gate guards comes and follows with you and goes, right, come this way. And leads you inside. Once you get inside the circular wall around the edge of this, it's just a courtyard space to block things off. These 3 towers are still there, and you head inside one of them. This sweet, sickly, quite horrible smell is all pervasive now. And as you step inside, you can see why. These 3 towers form a sort of central base. As you step inside and look up, they are high and vaulted, not all the way to the top of the tower, but certainly quite a long way up. Has been, like, you can see where floors have been removed. You're walking out onto a stone parapet that overlooks this huge area. Like, we're talking hundreds, probably 250, 300 square feet, but sort of 3 circles. Loose math. The entire base of this tower is a fetid, fungal, like, mass. It does have sort of herbaceous growths, and it does look like it is actually a place where things are growing and thriving, but they're thriving on mulch, muck, dirt. It's overpoweringly sweet and sickly and overbearing as you walk inside. As you walk in, this parapet leads to 2 staircases going up the outside, and then there are also doors going off, and there is also a stairway that goes down as you sort of crisscross down to the base. Right. You don't go upstairs, yeah?
Understood, don't go upstairs.
Right.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Good. Are you going to stay here or are you going?
Well, I'm supposed to guard the gate, really. Boy, you know not to go down there yourself, right? It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at it. Doesn't take a genius to figure that out, does it?
I know, right? But still, just like, mate, I understand these 4 are here for, like, cleaning shit.
Well, I'm not going down
He
there.
grabs you by the arm, sort of leads you off to the side. You know they're going to die, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Right, good. Cool. Right then, I'll see you a lot later.
This is so
Just turns around, walks out the door. There are occasional patrols inside here. They don't go below this walkway.
So Assassin's Creed right now. Just I feel like
Trolls of the private guard people.
Yes.
But there's a surprising amount of slightly jutting out bits of wall and tower.
waste walls. Yeah.
Jellum looks at you and looks at the others, and you are currently not being watched. I must admit, this is not what I expected.
What is that?
I have absolutely no idea, but finding something in there. Does anyone have the ability to detect magic or something like that, or locate objects or anything like that?
No, I don't think I can do anything like that at all.
Rolling a deception check, can you?
No, I can't.
All right. I was just checking.
I can detect magic.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Have a look down there, see what you can see. What's the range on it?
30 feet.
We just have to go down. What did he say to you?
This person is the Bane candidate,
Yes.
aren't they? Look, I know you are not one of the ones that likes death and stuff, so I do not recommend, sir, that we touch any of that, because we'll look at it, it's pretty lethal looking. Also, if anyone goes upstairs, there will be severe punishments.
Yeah, the gang who operate out of here probably don't want that. This is going to be interesting. Right. Once we get down there, stick close, stay together. You detect magic, see what you can find. They should stand out. They are very magical objects, obviously. So, see if you can find them, and we'll see what we can do. Everyone in agreement?
Okay.
So we're obviously not in agreement.
What? Plot twist.
Well,
But even if I do detect magic and do find something down there, what are we going to do next? Are we going to push him into this cesspool,
Yes.
or I don't know. Like,
Right, one strong option is we get rid of this person, and then I use my various distraction techniques to get us back out the gate again.
yes,
Yes.
And then we just leave.
yes,
sounds excellent.
yes. So what? We're just pushing him in there, or killing him and then pushing him in there, or
Yes.
That's not an answer. Look, I know that you can't all hear each other, so it's coming through me. So it's just you.
It's just like a phone box.
Yeah, it's like lots of pigeons flying into my head.
Kill him, potentially by pushing him in there.
by potentially, but we don't know if this.
There is a
stuff
sort of like surface to this, like it's almost like like a crust, and there's also like warrens through it, and almost like not trees, but like sort of frondy plants that look entirely alien. It is weird.
Awesome.
It is just weird. You have no idea what to make of this very alien landscape beneath you.
Are there any spare like stones or flags, like loose bits of just like anything that looks like a rock or something?
You want
like
to chuck
that?
something onto the crust?
If it helps, I can do something that once he's down there, I can grab him and make him stay there.
Good.
But, potentially hurting him on the way down.
If we're doing this, we need to do it quietly, because otherwise that lot will come in, and I don't know what.
I can do blindness.
Are you walking down? Because he's walking, he's gestured you forward, and you're walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
It's sort of a crisscross of stone stairs taking you slowly down, and you are getting quite close, and the smell is just unbelievable.
I'm telling you this as well. I am telling you this as well, but it's just like blindness. Grab him, push him.
He is behind.
He's saying this to everybody.
Yes, yeah.
And again, he is behind all of you at this point. You get down to about 10 feet away, and the stone stairs just disappear into this. Like,
Oh boy.
it is like there are points where you can see it's probably quite wet underfoot, points where it's probably quite crusty underfoot, and it's all got this sort of faint purpley, greeny, like there's sort of like an aura of just filth just wafting off this. As you get quite close down, can people roll me perception checks, please? 11.
15.
9.
6.
Big fat one.
Oh wow.
I'm really concentrating on something else.
Lilith,
Yes.
there are things moving through here. Now, you can't see them very well, but you do see like ripples in it that don't look entirely inorganic.
Okay, so in my head I'm like, okay, so the problem is that there's things maneuvering underneath what seems to be like a skin part of this weird viscous. Yes, so no, maybe if we just push him in there, they'll deal with him themselves.
You are now reaching the bottom of the stairs. Right.
Is he still behind us though?
Yes, he's behind. Right, do it. Let's get started, I suppose.
It's going to take me 10 minutes, so you have to understand.
What?
I'm going to try and do it as a ritual instead, to try and buy time.
Roll me a deception check.
Nice idea.
All right. I'll use yours. Deception, you said?
Yes, please.
10?
His hand on your shoulder, and again the black sort of inky darkness fading out of it.
All right.
Don't tempt me.
So insistent. I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You don't get any major. This whole area has a kind of vague, like, bit of magic here. But it's a kind of, there's like a sort of divine magic here that you don't quite understand. You don't spend much time with druids, do you?
No.
No.
Really,
There's a kind of divine magic you don't quite understand going on here, but it's not like glaring. It's just like sort of a general undercurrent of it. You don't get any major pings, obviously, because the paintings aren't here.
Yeah.
Stairs.
You're currently on stairs, and the stairs go
Going
straight
into
down
it.
into this. There's sort of a slightly hardened bit, but then there's bits there you can't quite tell if you would fall through or what would happen.
And he's higher up the stairs.
He is behind you on the stairs, yes.
Is the side of the stairs? If he fell off the side of the stairs, is it that?
The parapet had a small, 5-foot wall, but the actual stairs did not have one. No. It looks like the stairs sort of go down. It looks like this sort of slowly building up over time.
Is there any way I can get between him and the wall so that
You'd be a push.
I'm on the wall side and he's on the... Where's there a wall?
There is a wall. It's next to the wall. So wall one side, stairs
side.
going down, and then just open outside.
Can I try and get between him and the wall?
You can try and move yourself in that direction. He will notice you doing that.
Yeah.
You'd have to basically do a shove. You'd have to...
Are the stairs wide enough for one only?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, they're wide enough for two if you squeeze.
Have we passed any parts that there are stones missing and things on?
These
all
are not
perfectly-
these are not perfect stairs. No.
So there are bits that we've had to step over because otherwise we could lose our footing and fall.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I get?
Sorry. Are there any? Are we moving any further down, or have we stopped?
You've stopped, and he's going. Well, what do you see?
So hang on, how big is the? Is it really, 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 really large underneath?
What the area that you're looking at? It's about 300 feet square. Like it's huge.
How far does it go?
30 feet.
I message you, and I'm like, all right, just if you have to make it up, make it up. But if there was something, just bring up something that could be brought to his attention that sounds convincing. Anything, and then I'll handle it from there.
Are you going to try and shove him before that? It's up to you what you do.
I want to try and position myself so that a straight line from me to him would
Push him in.
lead him to fall over the edge, even if that's slightly upwards.
In D&D combat terms, you'd either have to push past him up the stairs, which would be really obvious you were doing something shifty and he'd stop you, or you just have to do what's called a shove, which is a grapple, and see what happens.
No, I'm trying to line him up so I can.
It doesn't make any
Blast him,
rules difference in the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't within the rules. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating. Not that you necessarily care, but it's weirdly divine down there.
Divine, you say? No, sorry, divine, you say?
I don't care about...
Sir, if it's not an inconvenience, I do think that you should come and look particularly closer at this one point near here at the front where we're all standing, because this particular thing does look quite unusual, as Lilith has just described to you, magically speaking. I'm attempting to cast suggestion on this person to come and walk to the front of the group. Because I don't think walking to the front of the group is an explicitly self-harmful thing to do.
However, once he has walked to the front of the group and looked, the suggestion is over.
I know.
Just making sure.
We're aware.
But you just said this out loud, right?
Yeah.
I've said all of that to
Okay.
them.
What's he going to do?
What is your spell save DC?
14, I believe.
What do you see? Starts pushing through you and stepping in front.
Okay, just as he does that, I'm going to cast Unseen Servant and then have the Unseen Servant kneel down just in front of
That is such a good platform.
It's a very good use of Unseen Servant.
Hang on, so in order to... Wait, but in order to get this person to the front, wouldn't we have all had to jiggle upwards?
There's space to push past. It's not exactly like you can still squeeze
just
past
as
each
he's on
other.
the edge, I want the thing to be there.
Well, you won't be there. Is he stepping across to the edge, so he's looking there, so you're going to trip him over the edge with an unseen servant. Okay. Okay.
So it's just like walking.
I may or may not also be trying to cast a spell, but it's very rules, mechanics-y, questions-y.
Okay.
Mechanics-y questions.
Yeah.
First of all, you can't cast a spell invisibly. So, suggestion is a rare occurrence where this does actually have something to it. Can you roll me a sleight of hand check to hide the fact that you're casting a spell, first of all?
Yes.
He has fallen for it anyway.
26.
Exactly. He has fallen for it anyway.
But if you're behind him, I mean,
you still need to roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
exactly. Because there's a verbal component to it. The verbal component to suggestion is the suggestion, so that's a tricky one.
Yes, that's interesting. Okay, sleight of hand.
Can I help? Can I give advantage on that? Because it's a sleight of hand. Okay.
Not on this.
All right.
No, that's a 7.
Cool. As he steps forward, following your suggestion, he hears you doing something. Turns. What's going on? Do you want to do something?
Yes, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, can I blast something that's 10 foot wide and only get him in it? I have a 10 foot wide blast.
Gust of wind.
Okay.
Nice.
But I need to be in a position where...
I'm going to say
it's a
roll me
straight
an
line.
Arcana check to see how well you target this.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, if this goes badly.
This is going to go. Oh my god.
10 foot
Not
wide.
very
I mean,
arcana-y.
yeah.
It's a very narrow staircase.
My plan was just as dangerous, so... What's the roll?
I'm pondering...
You do have luck. Or you could use
I
Tides
have
of...
my Tides of Chaos back again.
You sure? Okay. I'll take it.
Do it.
I really want this to work. No. So that was a 12.
12.
Is this have you cast it, or is this you assessing
Okay,
it?
he has stepped forward.
think
A spell
I
was
cast
cast.
it.
He has turned, and you have cast the spell. Right. Here's what's going to happen. you cast the spell, and there is a sudden gust as 10 foot wide just pours out of you, and it's going to try and shove. Well, 12 is not very high.
But the unseen servant is still behind him, so he could turn around, get pushed, and then fall over the unseen servant.
That is true.
That's the
I'm
intention.
trying to work out all the pieces here.
Yeah.
So, you have cast Gust of Wind. What is the effect of Gust of Wind? It's a 10-foot wide cylinder of wind that does what?
Okay, so
Oh my god.
Shakti just hands wind slightly sparking within the wind. It forms a line of wind 60 feet long and 10 foot wide.
Holy
That was never going to be safe.
Not very safe. In a direction I choose for the next minute, as long as I maintain concentration. If you start your turn in the line, you have to succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet.
It starts your turn specifically?
Yes.
Okay. In which
And
case...
if you're in the line, you can't move forward at half speed.
That solves all our problems. Good. Can everyone please roll me initiative?
Oh yeah. Oh
God. Fuck.
yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Sorry, we'd swear there, shouldn't we?
Depends. In this situation, it feels right.
Anyone roll above a 20?
23.
Oh, sorry, Sharon.
Sorry, no. No, I didn't roll.
Anyone roll above a 15?
15 for me.
18.
18, 15. Anyone roll above a 5?
6.
8.
Lovely.
Not really lovely.
What did you get?
23.
Cohen, what are you doing?
This is my turn first.
It is your turn first. Make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Are we all?
I literally messaged you guys being like, and then I'll sort it out, and then suddenly it's like spells. I'm like,
It's all right. You are making a strength saving throw. You're all making strength. It wasn't directed carefully enough.
Yeah, okay.
Or at all.
It was a 12. I mean, it was just a foghorn of air.
it's okay,
realise
because
now
Cohen
I
just
should've-
does good at things. 15.
What's your spell save DC?
Oh.
Oh no.
It's 15 potentially.
14.
Strength saving throw.
No, you're
Strength saving throw, isn't it?
Strength saving throw,
Okay.
and my spell save DC is 14.
14. You rolled a 15.
Yeah.
You hang on. You're not. This gust of wind just zooms out from a Shakti, and everyone's sort of buffeted by it, but you're managing to hold your ground.
I
What-
could have meta magicked that, and I didn't.
Oh, to only affect him.
Yep.
Well, sorcerer, this is what happened.
Oh, Johnny!
Sorry, don't worry about that. Sorry.
This is a learning
I
experience
have a
for the ones who
-1 to
live.
strength.
Good.
Really sorry.
Cohen,
Meta magic.
you have managed to hold your ground, but it's clear that this is all falling apart. He is looking at a Shakti with murder in his eyes. The suggestion has now completed because offensive action was taken. What would you like to do?
Where's everyone standing?
Everyone is in a little clusterfuck in the centre of the staircase. Okay. You are all close to each other, next to each other. It is a complete mess.
So if I cast Thunderwave, we'd really be playing lucky with where everyone.
Wow!
Because that was my original plan, was to get you guys to back off as he came forward and just go off the edge.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a hard pass from the DM. I've seen that.
That was a DM going, I mean,
It's a really bad plan.
Cohen's always wanted to be on his own.
Play a TPK's party.
the player's still alive. Cohen goes, oh, I guess everyone else is dead.
Okay, bye.
Gotta go back to my parties.
Okay, right, then my options are pretty much hit him with swords.
Sounds good, yeah.
Or make him blind or deaf. So I think I'll...
Hit him with swords, or make him blind or deaf.
I think I'll take the hit him with swords option.
You're cool.
So I will... Can I? Have I got space to attack with weapons?
It's going to be a very close, and there's wind howling, but we'll see what happens to everyone else. Tell me what you're doing, and we'll just make it. We'll make all the pieces fit together as we go with the round.
Cool. I do have... Of course. Right, I attempt to attack him with my blade.
Sure.
Cha-ching. Oh no, that's only a 9.
It does not hit him. You pull a sword, and you, as a guard, it looks odd because you don't have scimitars as the guard, and suddenly you've pulled a scimitar out of nowhere and just leap forward and try and strike him. He is wearing Flaming Fist armor, and it just bounces off his armor, and like he is looking pissed off.
And I think for a second, and 10 minutes? 10 minutes hasn't passed yet?
I will allow.
Yeah,
Hooray.
and I come in with the other blade as the tail gets ready to flip a card out of an invisible piece of armor space. And no, why? Oh no, wait, but if you add it all together, 14?
I didn't think so. This is...
I literally have a thing that just pushes just them 10 feet away.
You leap forward with 2 strikes. There's a certain look on his face of "you've disobeyed me, I don't like this," but also a cool challenge.
Yeah.
And he looks ready for this. Like, this is absolutely his jam.
I did not hit him, so I don't get any fancy stuff.
Cool. That is the end of your turn, unless you want to move and have an attack of opportunity.
No. Not against him, no.
Right. Good. Right. Ash. You are currently concentrating on the gust of wind.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a strength saving throw because it's your gust of wind.
Yeah.
You can maintain concentration. You can do other things. What would you like to do?
Can I expend a sorcery point now to make sure that other people do it?
You have to do it when you cast a spell. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
It does completely make sense.
Is there? I mean, I presume I could also.
Can you recast it?
I can realign it. I can move it.
Yes, you can.
But I'd have to. I guess I'm guessing. Can I move it any better than I did last time?
You can roll an Arcana. As an action, I will allow you to roll an Arcana check, because on this tight space, 10 foot across is basically everyone.
Yeah.
If you roll a good Arcana check, I allow you to sort of really sort of try and focus it a bit better.
Okay, I will try that. So that's I will try doing that. Come on, Arcana is not high. It is +1. 10.
Now you're still like just about maintaining, and everyone's still caught in it.
Yeah. That was a bonus action. Am I within 5 feet of him?
Yes.
Or okay. In that case, I will probably. Oh, would that help? Yes, that might help. That's concentration. That wouldn't help. Sorry. I will shocking grasp him.
You step forward and grab him.
Yeah.
Cool. Make a spell attack roll.
Does that mean...
No, concentration.
Yeah,
Sorry, the one.
The gust of wind is still maintained. Shami doesn't have to. Shami doesn't have to stand there holding it. Like, it now just happens while she does other things.
Oh, nice.
High numbers. 23.
23. Yeah, you reach out and grab him, and you start shocking through the armor. And he's wearing chainmail, so it's metal armor.
Nice.
Does metal armor have any special things?
Advantage on the attack roll.
Oh, well, you already hit him. Let me roll again to see if you get an nat 20.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm going to do 1d8, and I might meta magic this one to potentially boost it. But I think I can. It's a bit waste. Okay.
Go on.
No, I'm not. 4.
You reach out and grab him. He's shocked as 4 points of damage to him. Yep. And you maintain the gust. Okay. Fiorica. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Yes.
I'm also glaring daggers at him back. Angry man.
Definitely not.
Would you roll?
Not. 5.
5. How far is he pushed back?
20 feet.
15.
15. Fiorica goes flying off and flies out into this.
Ooh, okay. Do I have time to cast Feather Fall on myself?
It's a reaction. You're not high up enough for it to hurt on impact.
Yeah.
Like, you're barely 10 feet up. It's not going to hurt on impact.
But I would like to have it so I don't sink directly.
Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah. But sorry, that's my intention, if that makes a difference. Is to cast Feather Fall on myself.
Interesting. You are welcome to cast Feather Fall as a reaction.
Yes.
But it might do nothing.
It might do nothing, I understand. But my intention is, because if he's in the air like that, he's going to go, I don't want to land. And
So you cast Feather Fall?
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. It's very rare when you roll. It's very rare. It's very rare when you roll a D100 to roll a 100.
Oh my god, you did.
Oh no.
Is that good or bad?
It's bad. I would imagine.
You go flying out and land on the top of this strange fetid crust and just bounce. Now, you have got featherfall on, so you manage to slow your flying in, and as you fly in and land, you just...
Yeah, he did, actually. Yeah, I know, I just start laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh no.
The ground underneath you chomps.
Oh no!
As a creature that you do not recognize, you have never seen before in your life. 3 massive tentacles surrounding a gigantic central maw just straight out of the ground and starts absolutely going for you as the
I
Otyugh.
like this character. He was great.
As the Otyugh just bites you immediately.
Wrist it.
That is a 14 to hit you.
Oh, you're kidding. Yeah, that's good.
Tracy, okay.
12.
Wow. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Right.
And please make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm really good at that. Yep, I'm pretty sure I failed. What's the thing?
The DC is 15.
No. Done. Absolutely not.
Cool. You are poisoned.
Right.
So mark down that you're poisoned and you've lost 11 hit points.
Okay.
Viorica just goes, I'm fine. Nom! And this Otyugh, none of you know what an Otyugh is, just bursts out of the ground. From the above, the guards are shouting.
It's fine. It's fine.
They're shouting to come watch.
Nah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Right. Roll initiative for the Otyugh. I shall spend at the end. Do.
Okay.
Lovely.
Why does everything we touch go so badly wrong?
I don't know. It's your turn, Lilith. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me a strength saving throw.
Do I have to?
The gust of wind is still active.
Yeah, I know, but what I have to do is going to try and stop me from falling.
Still a strength saving throw.
Start of your turn.
That's
it.
14.
No, that's it. That's
Your DC
fine.
is 14. You managed to hold, you're buffeted, but you managed to hold your feet.
Okay.
You're all within 5 feet.
You're going to stop that next round, right? Cool. Cool.
100.
And that changes things.
I mean, Jesus said rolling a 100 on a D100.
That is
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
One of the odds.
Obviously, it's. I mean, Steve, it's 1 in 10. Obviously,
I can't.
Yeah. 1 in 12-ish.
Anything I want it to do.
Oh, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. It's 1 in 150. It's maths.
It's even rarer than I thought it was.
So where is he in relation to me and everyone else?
He is within 5 feet of you. You're all clustered together, and Viorica is about 10 foot down and 15 foot away.
And also, there is still the unseen servant behind him. Just so you know.
Roll me a concentration check.
No, it's not a concentration.
It's just there. This is still mirror, but it's invisible and no one can see it, so it doesn't matter.
I didn't tell anyone.
I am doing my job.
Actually, because I want to send a message.
From inside.
Well, no. Oh God, no.
What are you doing?
Way too occupied.
The unseen servant also has no ability to push or pull or anything. It just sits there.
No, I know. I just wanted to
Tell
as a
us
trip
that it
hazard.
It holds 10 pounds. I think.
anywhere.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, he
Says I had a plan, and then two spells got cast in the middle of it.
I'm going to cast blindness on him.
Nice.
Okay, what's the saving throw?
15.
On
Or con.
con.
Yeah, con.
Nice.
Interesting. That's a 19. Sorry.
Fine. And then I'm going to do Expeditious Retreat
So,
because that's a bonus action.
You've already cast blindness. You only cast 1 spell in a round, unless one's a cantrip.
Yes, correct. Never mind. I'll just stay there.
Stand there.
Again. Fine.
Abernathy.
Oh wait, no, I can actually use my movement, can't I? No, he's 5 feet.
He hasn't used a reaction yet.
Yeah. So yeah. You got.
I wouldn't slash. He doesn't carry a weapon.
Right.
Good.
Good. Excellent.
Strength saving throw is 5.
Off you go. You go flying off the edge, and you don't have featherfall, but you're not falling far enough. You just fall and land. Oh no! You land on the ground, there's a faint sort of squelch as you land, and there's kind of noise underfoot as you sort of roll to a stop. You're within about 10 feet of the Otyugh and Viorica, but you haven't, as far as you can tell, the ground underneath you is quite soft and spongy, but so far you can't feel anything different about it. It's not problematic yet.
Oh, okay. How hurt does Viorica look?
I can't remember the term, but very bloodied.
Right, okay.
Well over half my hit points gone.
So you look like...
With 11 damage done?
Yes.
Wow. You have a negative con modifier.
All right, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, much trouble.
I was going to do something interesting and cool and clever, but I'm not going to. No, I'm going to... No, because you're hurt. I think
you still have movement if you want it.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to move away from the big, horrible snaky thing.
I'm going to be honest with you and check its reach before I suggest that you move. I wouldn't move if I were you.
Okay.
Whatever.
I've killed everyone.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give it a minute and we'll see.
Killed everyone slightly faster than we would have previously been killed.
What's the plan, Steve?
I think...
what's the plan, Abernathy?
He will, in a similar way, he reached out to Ashakti. It's more controlled this time. He kind of is trying it again, and it's just reaching out, and it's that kind of watercolor. But I think because it's, I think this time it will be more of a kind of a purple, like an imperial purple
royal,
royal.
Awesome.
Probably with bits of turquoise sparking off,
I love it. Yeah.
fading off it, which comes into you and does.
Is this a cure wounds at range or is it a healing word?
It's just a healing word because
that'll do. Dude, that'll do.
Not sure it will.
Really?
No.
I see.
7.
That'll do. That's much more than I had before. 7. Nope, not 70. That would be...
Right. If you use your movement, then it will use an attack opportunity, and it can.
It can.
I think just
it has flailing... These 3 flailing, almost like flat palm tentacles with a kind of sort of serrated backwards style sort of cutting edge on the inside of the tentacle, and they are very close to you. You feel like if you move, one could easily grab you.
Because it's right. I think stood still, but then he has. How well did I ever see the painting? I would have seen the painting quite clearly, wouldn't I?
You can recognise the triptych very clearly. Yes.
I've got a good idea for the next time if I last that long.
He, instead of moving, he's kind of like looks around and is like, nuts. Like in his head, it's like, if only we'd have had something that looked like the thing. If only we could have tricked him. And kind of in the air, kind of almost quickly traces the one part of the triptych, which then is minor illusioned. Just next to the base of the tower, within sight of Iron
Consul.
Yes. Kind of as soon as he spots it, he tries to amend it, and make it better. So it's just as good as I can of a
bonus action to spell, and your action is to cast an illusion. Fascinating. Okay, yes, I'm interested.
So it is just a minor illusion, so it would just be the creating the image of like a
part of it, a core of it
submerged in poop.
Nice.
It's all poo.
What isn't poo is worse.
Viorica.
Love you too.
You are covered in effluvium. Good.
Not for the
That was your room last time. Now it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which at least now your wardrobe will match.
Wow.
No, it's true.
All right. Jalum on his turn is going to...
Oh, bollocks. Sorry. Unhelpful swearing for no particularly good reason.
Is going to... He's going to reach out and grab you.
Doesn't he have to make a strength saving throw first?
Yeah.
Of course he does. I'm so sorry. He has to make a strength saving throw. I'm going to say he gets advantage on quite a lot of things. I'm going to give him disadvantages because there's something behind him that's invisible.
Yeah.
So if he loses his footing, I think that's the only fair way to handle that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to waste that spell. It's cool.
Yep. Both of them would.
He steps up and just reaches out with his hand to grab you before, gets pushed back by the wind slightly and just suddenly, whoop, and falls over backwards.
It's very Mufasa.
No, he doesn't grab onto the air, just falls. Just falls straight down and falls straight down into the muck beneath.
Okay.
Sorry. The bit he lands in, he gets up, starts wiping his arm as he takes some damage from what's clearly quite acidic.
Nice.
He still has all of his turn and all of his actions. You're there. You're in the mouth of this thing he doesn't want to be anywhere near. He's nowhere near it. He didn't get blown. No, he rolled 15. He's quite close to it as well, so attacks opportunity.
What he was looking for is right where he is.
Is it right where he is, or is it nearby?
It was nearby. I don't know how far he fell.
It's failed. Sorry, talking over you.
Interesting. Can you roll me a performance check for your minor illusion? I want to see how much he's going to focus on that and not on anything else.
If there was ever a time to get a natural 20.
Do you have to investigation against a minor illusion?
You do, but that's if he gets up to it, and this is more of a to see how
well
have you caught the light so it's really visible? Because otherwise, there's a lot of shit going on. He might miss it.
Performance.
Yes, please.
That is a 25.
Okay, that's enough for me. Yeah. He turns to look at you and just looks at the otter you with a kind of, oh God. But then his eye is caught. And he just sprints over, and the otter you gets an attack of opportunity.
Yes!
Abernathy.
But if he's in the...
They're all in the...
We're all in the...
He's in the mouth.
Tentacles.
There are 3 tentacles.
Sorry. Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
The tentacle slaps out and tries to reach him, but he skips out the way as it hits the ground. There's a sort of horrible squelch up, and he dives and rolls and tries to grab at the painting and just rolls straight through it.
Oh, humiliation. This is perfect.
And there's a faint... rolls through it and doesn't manage to grab anything. Okay.
All art is an illusion.
Yes.
Amazing.
Hopefully we got that right.
Okay. It's going to try and use its tentacle to grab you because you're nearby. Mm-hmm. That is an 18 to hit.
Yeah. I'm going to check.
Okay. You take 9 points of damage, and you are grappled and restrained by the tentacle. It is going to reach out again, and this time manages to grab Jellum as well, who takes another 9 points of damage. There is no one else within its reach. It's just going to bite down on you, Viorica.
Yeah, gotcha.
Its bite is...
What I was expecting. Yes, it is.
It's a 24 to
Obviously.
hit. Yeah. And you take... Oh, dear. You take another 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
You are already poisoned by it. You are...
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into what that works like yet, but you're just being... you're just in the mouth going... The central mouth just
12,
keeps jumping.
say?
Yes.
Okay.
In your mind, because it does have limited telepathy,
It has limit to me.
it says, "Ooh." That is the end of its turn. It's not your turn. Cohen, what would you like to do?
I was just going to say fish over
Roll me a
friends,
strength
not-
saving throw. The gust is still active.
There's so many. Oh my God. He is so angry.
What with everybody else?
This is possibly the angriest he's been in the entire
I'm just saying something.
thing. 16.
To hit.
No, to not get blown into the pit.
Yeah, you managed to hold on again, yes. It's just you and Ashakti and Lilith on the stairs right now.
Okay, so there's just a clusterfuck of stuff there. And that going on up here.
I can't hold on for the life.
He's not going to run in. Moving, am I right in thinking you can sort of... Could I, grab Lilith's arm and just, pull them out of the wind?
You could grab this arm, and as long as you don't mind being pulled,
No, yeah.
Where
two
is
can-
After the Wind?
you can move 15 feet in any direction because you are moving with someone, so your speed is
You can just
reduced.
literally move behind a Shakti.
You can't really move behind. You can move up or down the stairs.
Cool. I'm
You're
gonna
still in the wind
pull
at the
you.
moment.
I'm
He
gonna.
already rolled. It's fine.
I'm
Do you want to
gonna.
just grapple me?
Pardon?
Effectively, what it is it's a non-contested grapple.
Yeah, because
It doesn't take an action
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you're
If you
friends.
just want
So
to literally just ground me in place.
you could just move her.
But move, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
As
if
in,
You
like-
can move out of the range of the wind and still be
Oh,
on the
okay.
stairs.
Sorry, I thought we were still.
Yeah, yeah. It's less like a whole. Oh, I'm just gonna grab you and pull you sort of thing, and more just like, yeah, I'm gonna.
No,
move.
no, I thought we were stuck either way in the wind, so I was just like, just ground me. But
No,
I'm very
no.
comfortable with you taking Lilith out of the wind. That's fine.
So yes, I'll take Lilith out of the wind, and then I turn myself invisible.
Okay. All right. Where do you move? You've still got a bit of movement.
So I'm, and then I continue walking up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
fair enough.
Actually, that is now the time
Walking
that Cohen
away.
is buggering off.
Wow.
Now.
For now,
It's good. I mean, it's very distracting. No one's going to notice you leave.
I just.
So
This
you're
is
pulled
the
up the
perfect
stairs.
distraction.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Ash. The wind is currently still shooting out from the point where you placed it, but there's no one else in it. At least you don't think so. Cohen moved out of it, took Lilith with him, and then disappeared. You have no idea where Cohen is.
Ash wasn't in danger of their own wind, were they?
No, Ash is not in danger of her own wind.
Okay, good.
You can now move that wind to other places. You could do other things with it because you can move it as a bonus action on your turn.
I can, but I'm upset about this wind situation, so I'm going to drop the wind because it's hurt by Erica and I'm freaking out. And
Well, Viara's getting eaten right now. It looks awful.
That's worse. Yes.
Yep.
I am going to instead try and. I'm going to drop concentration on the wind.
Yep.
So the wind was had these like golden sparks in it, and I'm going to instead try and cast Hold Person on Jellum.
Okay.
And the kind of some sparks kind of jump to him and are going to try and like paralyze him essentially.
Okay. What kind of wisdom saving throw?
Again, 14.
This is, yeah.
20.
Okay, it's worth a try.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I use Tides of Chaos. Roll a d100.
Yeah.
Don't
Please,
roll on
DM.
Not a Ponsettia, not a Ponsettia.
Give your DMs.
This is what you do. This is what you do, like the fireball,
Why did I do
fist
this?
level on
It'd be
yourself,
fun.
right?
This can't
Thought it
cause us
would
to
be
cross
fun.
planes,
28.
can it?
Ooh.
28.
Thought it'd be fun. Why?
For the next minute, all your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action. You suddenly feel like you are moving a lot faster.
Nice.
Good timing.
Do I still have a bonus action right now this turn? Can I use that?
You already cast a spell this turn. You can only cast 1 spell a turn.
Unless it's a cantrip.
And there are no bonus action cantrips.
But
No, but they're all bonus actions now.
So arguably a cantrip to cast as a bonus
bonus
action.
action.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can cast
yeah.
a cantrip. Totally fine.
I don't think any of these are helpful.
Hurt him.
just
Hurt him,
anyway.
hurt him.
Okay.
Might
I
want
will-
to hurt the big thing. I'm just pointing it out.
I
Well,
want to
yes.
hurt him first because
He might help you.
It might eat him.
Okay, it's entirely up to you.
Okay, I'm going to
Style that one out.
hurl a motor of fire at the thing that's eating Viorica.
Maybe I'll you.
At it, the bit of it that's eating Viorica.
What do I need to roll?
Don't know. I need to make a ranged spell attack.
thank
Sorry.
you. It's all right.
I'm with it. I'm on
all right,
it.
don't worry.
Okay, I'm on it.
A lot going on.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. 19.
Yes, that hits.
Oh,
Roll me damage.
Yes, 19. So this
It's
is
1d10, isn't it?
Firebolt, which is a D10. That's it. Oh, it's a 9.
9 points of damage.
Fire damage.
And that's coming out of the Mendy again, sort of a spark and just burns the onto you.
Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent. It is burned. That's the end of your turn.
Yes!
Viorica.
Thank you. I know.
Oh boy.
So my thing.
You are in the Otyug's mouth. It smells like awful.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, clarification. Can I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on this thing? It says creature.
I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm just hoping it's wisdom. It's just it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's cocked.
Oh, okay.
That is not. It's a 13.
wisdom saving throw against me.
Yours is
15. Yeah, it's 15.
It fails. What does it do?
It collapses to the ground in laughter.
Roll me exactly what happens, because I'm sort of trying to work out how this works.
Okay. Proceeds. Everything is hilarious, funny, and falls into fits of laughter.
Okay.
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, become incapacitated, and unable to stand up for the duration.
How long's the
A
duration?
minute. It's as long as I'm concentrating.
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Is that what?
There's the tentacles flopping.
Yeah, I've made this.
As long as no one hits it right as well.
Yeah, that's well. No, at the end
'cause
of
it's
each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage.
Okay. It's going to fall to incapacitated.
Yes, that's what it says.
Incapacitated.
Indeed.
Okay. It sort of. It doesn't know how to laugh.
Today in Adventures wondered how do plants laugh?
It's not a plant, it's an aberration. It sort of rolls over, its like mouth open, sort of going.
Whale noise. It's like whale noise.
What have you said? Please tell me.
I've just realised. What was the joke?
All right, that's quite enough of that. What am I going to tell it as a joke?
Can I give you one? Well, basically,
Yes.
you taste funny.
Oh yes, I think that's really nice. Yes, that'll do.
Say it in Viorica's voice.
Look, I don't want to have to tell you again. I do not taste funny.
And you sort of flop out the mouth. You are covered in spit and detritus. Your clothes are ruined. I mean, the robe you're wearing over your clothes is also ruined. But
I'm amazed if I've got anything left, to be honest.
the tentacles flop out and you're both sort of thrown vaguely. So it just rolls over. Sort of rolling with his little stumpy legs just flailing oddly to the side.
Okay, so I've still got Feather Fall. I don't know if that helps.
No, you've landed. It's done now.
Oh, fine, that's good. No, I was just trying to think if I'm walking back across the sludge.
Run away!
I'm doing that! I was hoping that the Feather Fall would cushion my feet as
You
I
don't
went
need
along.
to.
Run.
Just
That's what I'm doing.
run.
That's what I'm doing.
Right.
All 30 feet, all 60 feet.
Right. As you run, the ground under your feet sinks a little, but you manage to hold your footing. You do take. Oh my god!
Ouch!
You take 12 points of acid damage. Good lord! I'm sorry, that was a high roll.
You're not.
No, but I wish I'd said something because I think I could have done healing word before that. But it doesn't matter. I'm now on -9.
Viorica runs.
like
Viorica
concentration.
turns and runs, and as his foot sinks into the ground, there's a horrible smell of burnt, crisping flesh as Viorica collapses to the floor. Down.
And collapsed.
And very much collapsed. The creature. When does the spell?
If you're out.
It ends if I go on, if I'm unconscious. 1 second.
Is it concentration?
Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Suddenly. Quite proud now. Good. Lilith, it's your turn. You have been taken up the stairs by Cohen, who has vanished.
Yeah.
Viorica looks like he's dying.
Yeah.
The creature looks like it's momentarily incapacitated because it's technically incapacitated until its turn. Although it has its reactions back.
Shit. How far did I get?
About 10 feet away from it.
Sorry.
I don't know what to try and hit it with. I don't know what to do with any of it.
Can you distract it? Can you get it to...
Yeah, I'm going to try and cast Maximilian's Earth and Grasp on it to try and hold it
Lovely.
in place.
Okay.
Nice.
But it's
Kind of saving throw I'm making.
probably quite strong, 15.
15 strength.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
7.
I'm just going to go I am sick of all of this and do it, and then it just because what other stuff is around it? Because it's a 5 foot
A medium
takes
hand
damage.
made from the ground.
Poo.
which is
It's a poo hand.
which is poo.
Maximilian's pooey.
Literally, it's just this is shit. Oh,
And this hand of just horrible gunk just
Yeah.
reaches out and just grabs hold of
It takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage, which is 9 points of damage.
Sure.
As it just
We're not going to
Okay,
kill this.
I'm roll that d100 again, see what happens.
What? Why?
Well, because the hand is made of all sorts of... Oh,
okay.
oh no. As the hand reaches out, the hand's made of all sorts of stuff. As it grabs hold, there is a horrific sort of searing burning from the hand, because it's made of... Yeah. There's an 18 points of acid damage on top of that. Fucking hell.
Nice.
Holy.
As it just grabs... It's having a terrible time. Wow. Tentacles just...
It now stays there until...
He can use his action to break free of it. Good lord, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Right, and then I'll turn around and look in any direction and be like, Cohen, what you did was vaguely heroic. Now you're being a coward. Now come back.
And it's concentration, yes?
Yeah, definitely.
I suppose it wasn't. Abernathy, you what?
No, because... Sorry. Yep, cantrips and stuff. Yep.
It's fine. You are on the ground near it. It's currently being held by a hand of,
Acid.
gunky, acidy horribleness. What are you doing?
Damn it. And you're down.
I'm completely down.
And you're... Oh. Right.
At this stage, I feel like I'm a kind of dead weight. If you, like... I don't know what the character's decision would be. I know. But, like...
Make your choice.
Yeah, right.
All about that role play.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah.
I'm genuinely sorry that I'm walking away.
That doesn't make it much
That's
better.
that makes a lot of difference right now.
Wow.
I'm not going to finish walking away necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Real men walk away from their trouble.
Oh, good guy.
No, he really isn't. And we knew that.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
I believe in him.
I think he's going to... Again, he's going to try and walk over to... Hang on, that's going to be an attack of opportunity because it's back? No, or is it held...
It's restrained.
It's restrained.
It can't do anything.
No, if it's restrained, it can still...
Oh, really?
I think so.
Bugger.
But hang on.
It might make sense if you've grasped the body and it still has tentacles.
I'm just checking. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against it have disadvantage. Creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage. It will still try and grab you if you go.
But it has disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Which is something. To be honest.
Okay.
I'll also press you a little.
I'm going to run over. There's still things I can do. So I'm going to try and run over to Viorica.
Okay, it's going to try and grab you with a tentacular. Spectacular. It's always tentacles, you, isn't it?
It always is.
I wonder why.
Oh, don't be mean.
Oh, dear Lord. I tried.
21.
Okay. So best I can do then, I am
As you
restrained.
run, a tentacle grabs you and you take 13 points of bludgeoning and piercing damage.
And as it hits me and I take that damage, it kind of comes around me and you see Abernathy kind of reach out in physical pain, and then there's this puff of powdered paint kind of explodes everywhere, and then like 30 feet away, hopefully onto the thing, poof, suddenly he's standing there and having misty stepped away.
Nice.
But it's still the kind of urge to help Viorica, and I'm going to...
There's a spell.
Yes, I know. I'm spare the dying at range. It's probably wasting it.
But
it just stabilizes it. So it's a
that's
cantrip, and I can use a sorcery point to at least
You
stabilize
absolutely
it. So
can.
you're not going to be making death rolls. I was trying to get you first, but that was my
You
out for...
got it.
He's still in a pool of acid.
Go.
It's something. Thank you, man. Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
step in the right direction.
Best I can do given the fact that I was immediately
that.
taken by tentacles.
Totally.
Right. Jalum, seeing this and seeing that it was an illusion, is also going to turn and try and run. Yoti has already used its reaction.
Oh, nuts.
Yep. He is going to run to the stairs. You jumped 30 feet up the stairs, presumably, so out of harm's way. Are you on the stairs?
Yes, I think if I was close enough to be on the stairs, it would be
As far up the stairs.
essentially. It would have taken him. I think the impulse would have just been to go in the same direction, but just bump on the stairs.
Do you crash into Cohen?
No, Cohen's got 30 feet from the point where you were. He's quite a long way up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay.
Because he would have been blown 10, 15 feet.
Because it's the 13.
Isn't he an acid?
Who? Yes, he was.
Is he an acid?
No, he was
No, he
grabbed.
was-
He
he
was
was
pulled
grabbed by
out.
the tentacle.
Pulled out. Otyugh has used its reaction, so nothing that it can do.
Oh, no, I thought the ground was acid. Oh, okay.
Do you know
I think
he's
the
been
oracle
taken
is-
out?
Sorry.
Sorry, don't worry. I'm trying to work out what to do. He's going to run for the stairs because this is too much, but he's still very aware that he's got a job to do and needs to command all of you, but doesn't really know how to do it. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think he's probably just going to... No.
Give up.
His god won't let him give up. Oh, that's really tricky. Wow. That's really tricky. Sorry, this is a very difficult decision.
Yeah, of course. We put him in a real bind. I'm really impressed.
We just wear them down slowly over time. It's just what we do.
Yeah, I was gonna use a swear, so I won't. Bumble fudge our way through it. This is as good as I can get.
It feels as though it's like sort of when someone gets attacked by a sheep. It's like, what? How?
Yeah.
No, this is...
He is going to turn, face the Otyugh,
Go.
and just run in. And he doesn't carry a weapon. He has a weapon as part of his guardian form, but he doesn't use it. His fist just goes black as he runs in and just straight arm punches at the Otyugh.
This is perfect.
Like this. This is a good
Yeah.
development that I like.
I can't believe that I landed on something which made...
Just punches him, but doesn't seem to do anything at all. And there's a look of, uh-oh.
Oh no, I've made a terrible decision.
Right.
Does he get acid damage now?
No.
Damn.
He runs in and he just punches the Otyugh, and the Otyugh is... Right. As he runs in and hits for the Otyugh, and as the Otyugh is still held by your hand and deciding what it's going to do on its turn, as Viorica lies in a pool of acid, slowly melting away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
You're on the stairs, you're on the stairs, you're on the stairs. Who knows where Cohen's gone to? That's where we have to end this episode. We do. I am so sorry. We are so tight on time.
Gotcha.
We literally need to end like now. Thank you so much for D&D for hosting us. Whoa, Nelly. Thank you to D&D Beyond and Ultra Pro for sponsoring us. And yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow because we're going to carry on.
No, we are back next week and we've got some picking up to do. Okay. I'm drawing some maps. Right.
Yeah, we need to go.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And yeah, ciao. See you soon.
I might not be dead.
Bye.